The 2026 NFL win total odds have been released today. DraftKings has posted them. Maybe some other books have done as well. But yeah, it's early. Usually they come out like April or May, but they're out February 18th here. So we're gonna go through them.
Excuse me. Well, I think I remember them coming out either in late February or early March the past couple of years with more of these online sports books joining up there in FanDuel and DraftKings getting as big as they have, and they know that it's a popular thing. And why not put it out as early as possible? You're probably limiting the maximum wagers that can be made, but you're getting additional money that you normally wouldn't get as a sports book, even if you're getting to hold it for like 3 or 4 additional months, and you can do a lot of manipulations that you normally wouldn't get if you waited until after the schedule came out.
Yeah, and given DraftKings stock price, maybe they need to get this extra money in.
Oh, where's it at now?
It's been plummeting. I think it's been pretty down because they just had their earnings report and it was pretty bad. It's $23 a share.
What was its high?
Well, 6 months ago it was 48.
I seem to remember at one point about 60.
Yeah, all time high was $72 on March 19, 2021. So and then it dipped down to $12 in 2022, and then it rebounded. It rose to
at $12. It would have been a good buy because you knew that gambling is only going to grow more and more each year. Probably not a bad buy now, but let's see if it goes down a little bit further.
Yeah, it was $54 a year ago today, and now it's down to $23.21.
Yeah.
I think it's still going down a little bit more. I think people are worried about like Kalshi and Polymarket, all those betting sites that have popped out now. But DraftKings does a lot of other things.
How does Kalshi work?
I can bring it up here on the screen. So Kalshi, you could go to sports. In fact, let's go to NFL because they have.
The reason I say DraftKings might be worth considering as a stock is because people are familiar with it. They use it every day. It's easy to understand, and I don't know how it differs from Kalshi because I know that they can't really call it betting, but effectively that's what it is. But I guess it's the process by which you do it.
Yeah. Right. Well, you could bet anything on Kalshi, just not just sports. DraftKings does have DFS, Daily Fantasy, and Casino, which Kalshi does not, and Polymarket does not. So, for example, here you go to NFL, go to AFC Championship winner, and it'll be they'll have all these teams you can see on the screen here. You have Buffalo 15%. The yes is the 16 cents. So, if you bet
what was that last part? The yes is 16. What?
Yes, it's 16 cents here. So if you put in like $100, you get back $5.90, which includes your original take. So you can do that, or you could do the no here and put in $100, and you barely get anything back. You get $1.16. So you win $16 on that. And so
how do they get around calling it betting? Do they call it like a contract or something?
Yeah, I guess so. And here you're not betting against the sports book; you're betting against other people. Like other people are buying the contracts, and you're buying your own contracts, and it's
getting more and more like the stock market.
Yeah, it really is. And speaking of the stock market,
except with fixed price. Well, the stock market is with fixed prices with puts and calls.
Yeah, speaking of stock market, you can bet S&P price range on Friday at 4 p.m. You can bet crypto. Bitcoin price.
It's almost like options, where you don't have to buy the underlying commodity. You can buy a contract to buy or sell that commodity.
Yeah, you can be degenerate. Say Bitcoin price. Bitcoin price at 11 p.m. Eastern. You can bet on this. When will Bitcoin hit 150K? You can bet on climate. You get a temperature in LA. You can bet on economics, Fed decision in March. You can bet that. So I bet on who will Trump nominate as Fed chair.
Now have they had any litigation issues in any states yet, or from the feds?
Not that I know of, no. And I think like you're not allowed in Nevada to participate in FanDuel and DraftKings, but I believe you can use this in Nevada. I think you could use this anywhere. Kalshi and Polymarket, the two main ones. So yeah. So anyway, you have all these things, and they don't have the win totals. DraftKings does, and that goes back to our original point where DraftKings their stock is plummeting, so they're like, wait, let's release our win totals first. So I guess they did that. So we'll get into it. So please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, I'm wearing something from the merch store is our Watson and Tucker massage parlor t-shirt. We have a lot of new stuff at the merch store. We have a lot of new t-shirts. We have some new baseball caps. We have 2 baby bibs. We have a blanket. We have a mouse pad. We have playing cards. I added more t-shirts and everything. Andy, I'm working on your idea of the
which one? I got a new one. What's the one are you working on now?
The Team X grilling Team X, like grilling the Cowboys, grilling the Eagles, etc. I made the design for the Cowboys one. I kind of ran out of time because it's going to take a lot of time to do all 32 teams.
Well, so, since you're doing mugs, why not do a Team Pooper Scooper?
Team Pooper Scooper?
Yeah. Since so many teams play like what it's designed to pick up, I think it'd be a big seller.
I can see that. I can see that.
An SSS stocking stuffer.
That's awesome. I have to think about how to put that one in, but like I said, we have a lot of new stuff on here. Check it out. I'm going to be ordering all this stuff when not everything is added here. We're going to put in polo shirts and everything, and those aprons. So we have a 20% off sale as well. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. The most recent one's Jerks to College Years, where I made fun of people at Penn State. It's a lot of fun to write. And then A Safety and a Field Goal, which is my first book. And please consider super chats, super stickers. That's the best way to support the show. We had super chats last week from the boss, Can't Make It Eagle, and Dom. So thank you so much, guys.
What
really
is that
appreciate
NFL
it.
scrapbook?
NFL scrapbook?
The thing that's below,
it's
just
from
to the lower right of your field goal book.
It's by Ross Hamilton. Spanning the decades and covering all the NFL's most iconic eras, we uncover the fascinating stories and incredible accomplishments.
Oh, so that was a promotion that somebody put down on your page there, I guess.
Yeah, someone
sponsored.
Yeah, someone paid for it. Yeah, maybe I should pay for it.
Well, that shows that you're popular there, because if they want to get it on your spot, they know you must get some traffic.
Well, that's glad they did that.
Either that or it's your brother-in-law looking for publicity.
I have 2 brother-in-laws. Maybe they're partners. One moderately watches football. The other asked me the other year, a couple years ago, if McNabb is still in the Eagles. So I doubt it was that, though. That was the latter. And the former. He'll watch football casually, but he's not really into it. So anyway, let's get to back to the DraftKings window here. So Andy, how have you been? How are you the past week, and how's your weekend?
It was tough having withdrawal with no football last week, so I watched NFL Network all week, which replays like about 7 games a day or something like that. So no, it was a good weekend. Doing much more in college basketball now, as far as we're getting close. Heck, the first tournament starts in less than 2 weeks, March 2nd, which I think is a week from this coming Monday. So that's a great time of the year, because you get about 2.5 weeks of I guess it starts on Monday. It would be 2 weeks of college conference tournaments, and then the big tournament starts in the middle part of March. That's the best time of the year. In fact, right now is the time to start looking at. Well, you probably, if you want to find some good long shots, it's not a bad idea to find them now, or you can wait until the field is announced, because some of the teams that are low priced now will be much higher priced if they're seated like 7, 8, or 9 once the tournament brackets come out. Because if you're a 7, you'd have to face the 2 in the next round. If you're an 8 or a 9, you'd have to face the 1. But you might find some teams that you think could make a deep run, and you get better odds. That Monday morning or Sunday night, in the case of some places, they're very aggressive in marketing that stuff as soon as the brackets come out. That you could find some really nice long shots at that time.
Does anyone stand out to you as a long shot that we should maybe bet right now?
I kind of like St. John's. I played them, I think, at 50 or 60 to 1. I saw someone said they were at 70 to 1. I didn't even check the final score tonight of their game against of UConn's game against Creighton. Creighton was leading late in that game, so let me see if I can find. Yeah, Creighton won 91-84, so that has St. John's tied for the
they're up 6 right now
for the Big East lead, and yeah, I see 67-61 with just under 6 minutes to go. So, Pitino's got a good team there. That was a wild Arkansas game tonight, Arkansas Auburn, but Arkansas has they had made a nice little run last year that was unexpected. In fact, I think they beat St. John's, and then I think they ultimately lost. I believe it was in overtime to Texas Tech, which unfortunately Tech suffered a top, and one of their best, if not the best player on the team, I believe, is now out for the season. Texas Tech was a very popular team, and they were playing well. And of course, they had that big upset over Arizona the other night. So Texas. I had not played Texas Tech because the odds were a little bit too short. I don't think they could win it without Toppin. So that's a little bit difficult. That's one. It's like losing Joe Burrow for the season.
Yeah.
It's like if he gets injured and he misses 6-7 games, even only. Really hurts their chances unless he comes back in the playoffs. But I don't think that's the prognosis for Toppin, at least what I read this morning. So that's tough. But St. John's is one that comes up to mind. Arkansas is one that comes up to mind. Florida's playing very well, but they're very low price. So we'll probably get a chance. I'll get a chance to get some of those in for next week before the conference tournaments start.
Yeah, St. John's at DraftKings 70 to 1. Arkansas 45 to 1. I know that St. John's on FanDuel is only 50 to 1, and Arkansas the better price on FanDuel 50 to 1. So you can get St. John's 70 to 1, Arkansas 50 to 1 here. So that's pretty cool. In Florida, I saw it was 14 to 1 on DraftKings and 12 to 1,
which is not terrible, but the SEC is very deep this year.
Yeah, Florida analytically the best team in the last month is the boss. And March Madness isn't madness anymore. It's chalk. NIL made these.
It was last year. All four. It's only the second time. I think 2005. I think it was. Was the first time all four. The seeding started, I believe, around 1985. I believe it was somewhere in that vicinity where they seeded, or maybe it was 79. But they only had 40 teams back there. It increased to 68 or 64 rather in 1985. That was the year when you had 3 Big East teams and Memphis make it. You had Georgetown, Villanova, and St. John's, and that was the Villanova-Georgetown game. But the thing with that is that when you go back and you take a look at some of those teams that won at nice prices, you can get them, as I said, at the start of the tournament.
What do you think about the NILs?
I was going to say 2005. All 4 number 1 seeds made it, and last year all 4 number 1 seeds made it. And I think a couple of 2. I think the final 4 were 1, 1, 1, and a 2.
Yeah, right.
Which I think is the chalkiest that it's been. Yeah, NIL. NIL is NIL combined with the transfer portal is for a lot of people. It's ruining what used to be a great sport and a great tournament because now that teams can buy money and they're buy players, buy championships. I mean, it's like the Dodgers in baseball. I mean, I understand where the players are coming from, but you got to balance competitiveness with if the Dodgers win every year, baseball is going to be a dying sport.
Right.
Okay. Now. However, in conjunction with that, and this is something that I think the owners don't want, just like the players don't want a salary cap, the owners don't want a salary floor, but they should have a salary floor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Give teams a chance to be more competitive. But yeah, NIL and combined with the transfer portal, which has really increased over the past 2-3 seasons, is number one. That's a reason why a lot of those longtime football coaches like Saban, etc., retired. They just don't want to deal with it. Larinaga in college basketball after he was with Miami for a number of years, following stints elsewhere. That it's become a totally different game, and you no longer have guys doing recruiting You've got the salesmen going out there to, or agents going out there to hire players.
Yeah, it's a shame because March Madness used to be so fun. Like I'll never forget,
Yeah.
like Florida Gulf Coast, what that 15 seed.
Oh, you
goes
had
to Sweet
St.
16.
Peter's a few
St. Peter's.
St. Peter's a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You had Butler back-to-back
Yep.
finals.
Yep.
Back in 2010 and 2011 or 09, 10, something like that.
Yeah.
That you don't have that anymore, and it's a shame. I mean, you're still seeing great basketball, but part of what put the March Madness on the map was really all those first, not all those. I mean, not that they were like 70%, but the 25% of the first round games. The 16 out of the 64 teams that would pull upsets.
Yeah. The boss says 2 seeds this year are so strong could be less chalky. Wasn't that still chalk? Like 1 and 2s are both chalk,
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say like a 2 beating a 1 is necessarily chalky. And it's Gordon Hayward led Bulldogs. Yeah. That was a great team. It sucks. Well, maybe we'll see.
I could say that you go back, and I could probably look it up here because I have a database that goes back. Well, I have a tournament database that goes every game since 1985, and I can go back and take a look at the if you're interested, I could do it for next week. The cumulative number of the total of the seeds, add the seed numbers together that advanced out of the first round and the second round. And I mean, for example, I did it last year because I was validating my base database from last year's tournament. And if you add up seeds 1 through 16 and multiply it by 4 to get the 64 teams, that play in the first round after the play-in games, between usually it's a pair of games between the number 11s and a pair of games against the number 16s. So if you add it up, the 1 through 16, and you multiply it by 4, you get 544. Okay, so the total of the number of seeds that are going to advance, will be less than 544. How much less? Last year was 173. Meaning, so that if you had 32 teams advancing, that's an average seed of about 5.5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, as opposed to a few years ago when the total might have been 230.
Right. Yeah.
Which is the average seed of 8 or 9. The average of seeds 1 through 16 is 8.5. It's the median. You got 1 to 8 below, 9 to 16 above. So 272 is exactly halfway between, actually it should be a little higher than 270 because the minimum has to be, at least one. You got to have all the 1s, all the 2s, all the 3s, all the 4s advance.
Right.
Okay, in the first round.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They could all advance.
Right, yeah, and then the top 4 after that. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. So yeah, it's a shame, but I don't know. We'll see if there are any upsets, but it does. I'm not really optimistic about that happening. So we'll definitely keep in mind about St. John's and Arkansas.
I would say you could almost make a case. There's some really good teams there that probably any team seeded 1 through 4 could win it. Which means 16 teams.
Okay. All right. Where do you envision St. John's and Arkansas being seated? Like, are they 4s or?
Oh, St. John's could be. I don't know where they're at now. I could put them on the 2 line. Yeah, assuming they beat Marquette tonight, and Connecticut already lost, and the Big East is a major conference, so I could see them being a 2, at worst a 3. I could see. Because I have not. I usually wait until about the 20th of February, which is actually 2 days from now, to look at the projected brackets. Okay, because now we're almost, like I said, the first conference tournament starts March 2nd, which is less than 2 weeks from now. So most of the major conferences will start the following week, beginning with the 9th, and they'll start through the 9, 10, 11, 12, which I think is that Wednesday or Thursday when the final major conferences get involved. So most of these teams have between 3 and 5 games remaining in their regular season. And so
Right.
that's enough to get a really good view. The team I'm curious about is Miami of Ohio, which I believe I think they're 24-0, something like that. And they have a chance now with Arizona actually losing twice. They're the last remaining unbeaten team. And it's going to be interesting to see if they feel the pressure. Their coach came out and said that if we go undefeated in the regular season, I'll come in to coach a game in a Speedo. And you're 18, 19 years old. You're excited about that, to have a coach make a fool of himself.
Yeah.
So that adds a little. Maybe the coach knew what he was doing because he knew it would excite the players. And he says now they'll focus a little harder because they want me to go out there and embarrass myself.
Would you bet them at 400 to 1?
No.
Okay.
No, Mac is not. I mean, it's not considered a major. I think there are eight or nine major conferences in college basketball that at least are classified that way, and then all the others are the mid majors, and they're a handful, which I don't even think they call them low majors, but they're included in the mid majors, but
Right.
They're like the SWAC and the MEAC and the Southland. Although Southland did produce a nice McNeese State team last year, which won their first game with a nice upset, and then I don't remember what happened. I know they lost the second round, but I don't remember if it was competitive. Not. I think they played. I don't remember if they played Purdue or not. But in any event, watching these teams play the last couple of years, it's going to be much like college football, the haves and have-nots.
Yeah, you could tell. Some teams just don't belong. I think we're going to see some big results. So maybe take the favorites. The 1 and 2 seeds.
The thing is, it's interesting because the 1 through 16s and the 2 through 15s, those lines have come down significantly over the last 10 years. They used to routinely, like a 1 would be a 32-point favorite over a 16, and a 2 would be a 28-point favorite. You only have a handful of those now these years. Because the overall caliber of basketball of the athletes has grown tighter. There's so many great athletes right now.
Yeah.
The problem is not going to be the teams that collect the best athletes. It's the teams that are able to stay together for more than a year or two with the same lineup.
Right.
So now, you're going to, you got to learn how to coach and recruit, not just 4 and 5-star players. You also have to recruit dollar signs.
Yeah. It's
so the teams that can
changed.
do that. Yeah, the landscape has changed radically just in the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, and as a handicapper, you have to adjust to that. So
yeah, absolutely.
So
old school handicapping no longer works.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the NFL.
Not nearly as much.
Yeah, it reminds me of the NFL, like when they stop practicing.
Everything now is, EPA.
Yeah, EPA is great. And we had a question from Drew, and then Pat. Drew says, "Hello, Walt. I'm curious. I heard you say the line schedule this year is easier, unless I misheard you. I don't know the schedules until May, unless he has insider info. No insider info.
It's not the schedules. It's the caliber of the opponent."
Yeah, you can see on the screen.
We all know everybody's 17 opponents. What we're waiting for in May, and this is why you'll wait very often before you want to make any of your more serious or larger season win totals best, is the schedule, so the sequence. How many road games do they have in a row at a stretch? Do they alternate home road, or do they go 3 on the road, 2 at home, 1 on the road, 2 at home, whatever? And do you play? Like I noticed a number of teams last year. And I think I noticed it more in the early part of the season, is they would play their first 4 games would all be interconference games against the same division in the other conference. In other words, Green Bay might open with the Jets, Miami, New England, Miami, Buffalo.
Yeah,
and we've seen a few of that. There's no rhyme or reason to the schedule, and you can go back and listen to probably almost every other podcast I've done with Walt over the regular season, where I comment on what the NFL should do to make the scheduling a lot more fairer and a lot more fairer, not just for the fans, fairer for the players.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot. You can make a lot of changes here, but
the integrity of the schedule too.
Yeah, absolutely. So Drew, we don't have the exact order of the opponents, but we do have the opponents and where the game will be. So we know the Lions, for example, they obviously play against their division, but they also play against 2 other divisions. They play against the AFC East, so it's a mixed bag. They get the Bills, Patriots, but they also get the Jets and Dolphins. And then they play against the NFC South, which is what both teams in the Super Bowl did this year. Patriots and Seahawks both played against the NFC South teams, and then each team has 3 special games. It's the 2 other teams in the conference, depending on where what your place was in the division last year, and then the 17th game is is one team from another division that every team in your division plays, but it goes along with the play. So for example, the Lions, they had a
it's in the other it's in the let's point out, it's in the other conference, yeah.
Exactly. So here, for example, the Lions have a 4th place schedule because they finished 4th place. So they play against the NFC West 4th place team, the Cardinals. They play against the NFC East 4th place team, the Giants. And in that non-conference game, they played against the 4th place team, Titans. So every team in the NFC North plays against a team in the AFC South. So the team that won the NFC North this year, the Bears, they would play the Jaguars. And so on and so forth. So that is how you determine.
So one of the way of looking at that, by the way, is take a look at those 4th place teams and which ones had really, really lousy records, and which 4th place teams had modest records. What was New Orleans, 6-11?
Something like that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What was as opposed to like the Jets or the Giants or the Raiders or the Cardinals or the Titans. And the 3 other divisions that I've left out there, where the teams were Cleveland, I guess was a bad one. So some of those teams that play like the Lions were probably the best of the 8 4th teams finishers.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So not a good thing if you get a 4th place schedule. Like, oh, we get the Lions. That's but
for the Lions, it's good. Which, by the way, means that the Lions' schedule is not as easy as you might normally think, because they play in arguably the 2nd best division in the NFL. Maybe you put I could argue it's the best division in the NFL because you had the 3-win Cardinals down at the bottom of the West. Now you had the other 3 teams with double-digit wins: Seattle, San Francisco, Rams. But you also had Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago, and Minnesota. Minnesota was 9-8.
Yeah. They went over 8.5 wins, which I had, and I completely forgot about it because I thought it was a loss. And I'm like,
and Green Bay and Detroit, of course, Green Bay and Chicago double-digit wins. So I could argue that it's probably close. I haven't done the total. I haven't summed it up yet and done my normal divisional recap as far as getting ready for the next season is concerned. But I would think that the cumulative record of the 4 NFC North teams, Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit, is very close to the record of the NFC West teams, which would be Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, and Cardinals, because the 49ers, I mean, you look at what was Detroit, 8-9?
Yeah, Detroit, I think they were 8-9. Yeah, I think so.
So that's still 5 games better than the Cardinals, and you'd have to spread those 5 extra.
Or 9-8. They're 9-8. They're 9-8.
Okay, so that's 6 extra wins that you would have to spread over the 3 that you could add to the 3 teams in the that finished ahead of Detroit, and see where those numbers stack up against the 49ers, Seahawks, and Rams. So I would I don't know if you have a different impression on that. I'm just off the top of my head saying that it's the NFC West and the NFC North that are very, very close, which again would make the NFC. And I think I saw already an opening Super Bowl line of 1.5 NFC.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, I guess, given how the NFC's dominated the past 2 Super Bowls. I think I'd make it a little bit higher
with the new I'd still call it a new playoff format. It's been around since 2020, I believe, where you now have 7. You have the 4 wild cards and the 3 wild cards. You can now have all 4 teams in a division qualify for the playoffs. Because keep in mind, Arizona was at 3-14.
Yeah.
But if they go 11-6 and all 6 losses are within the NFC West, they're a playoff team.
Mm-hmm. I saw this on Call Sheet. Speaking of Call Sheet, a worst regular season record you can bet on that. Now, Miami and the Jets are the two favorites, as you would suspect. The Packers are number 3. I don't know why. Someone is betting them to be the worst record. So I know they lost.
That's hard to see.
I know. I know they lost a lot of coaches, but
well, the coaches. I don't remember the last time a coach scored a touchdown unless he was a player before he was a coach.
Yeah, it's kind of stupefying here. I don't understand it.
Oh, and they still have the same head coach, which, by the way, tells you that apparently, and I know a lot of people don't consider it, he's got to be a pretty good head coach to have those good assistant coaches grabbed up.
Yeah, that's true. And still, same quarterbacks there, same running backs there, same receiver. Well, Romeo Doubs free agent, but
same defense.
That, yeah, I mean,
with their best player coming back.
Yeah, you would unless someone has inside info, thinks Parsons is shot, but I don't know. I mean, someone is betting this. I don't know who, but maybe it's a Vikings fan.
Now, by the way, is that a yes or a no bet?
Yeah, it's yes or no. Yeah.
What's the minus on the Green Bay no, as far as being third worst?
It's probably you bet 100, you get 100 back. You got nothing. You don't win anything. You don't win anything. No. Let's see.
What you can't bet it then?
Yeah, there's no point in betting it. Yeah,
you get your money back, is what you're saying.
Right, you get your money back.
Well, what's the plus price on the Packers having the third worst record?
The worst record.
Right. Right. It's the worst record. Okay, and you say they're the third favorite.
Yeah, it says for some reason it says chance is 11% to be the worst record.
And what are the two? What are the Jets and the who are the other ones?
Jets are 18%. Dolphins are 18%.
So Jets and Dolphins are tied for the worst record as far as the odds go, and Green Bay is third.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't know.
I don't know. You know what though? It's hard to say that you would have two teams that close battling for the worst record when they play each other twice.
I know. That's what makes that challenging. We had a question from we
either of those teams. I mean, you're basically saying, okay. I mean, let's say, what was the worst team in the league this year? 3 wins.
Yeah, the Raiders had 3 wins. They got 1 at the end.
So 3-14.
Yeah,
which is probably reasonable to say that because I used to do this every year also, how many teams you could expect or how many teams actually were, because I charted it as far as wanting to evaluate season wins, the edges for what the number of teams at each level should be. I think it used to be like 5 or 6 teams a year would finish with 4 wins or less.
Okay.
So it's likely that'll happen again. I haven't updated that for this year yet.
We had 4 teams at 3-14 last year. So
Raiders, Titans, who was it? Cardinals, and Raiders, Titans, Cardinals, and Jets.
Jets, that's right. Yeah. So it's a dead heat. I don't like these bets. Like worst record, best record. No. It feels like you don't win your money back on the dead heats. But anyway, I just want to bring that up because we talked about
by the way, that 18%. You could, you could do what the pay. What's the payback on that? For $100 bet on Green Bay, for example.
On a $100 bet, it's you get $110 back. You get $10. This seems stupid
for them to have the worst record.
Yeah, that's because no one's betting this yet. There's no money coming in.
So they're getting the return based upon the current odds.
Yeah, there's it's brand new, so
you can do the equivalent of 18 to 1 is what, between 5 and 6 to 1, or 4 and 5 to 1 rather.
Yeah, so they show you how much volume there is, and every, like this one for example, $264,000 has been spent here, but this was just posted.
That's spread out over 32 teams.
Well, Cleveland Pro Football wins, so. That's over 1.5 wins, over 3.5 wins, over 4.5 wins, etc.
Oh, you're talking about the entire pool,
just for the
alternate wins,
just for the Browns.
264,000.
$264,000 has been traded here, but
on the
worst
Browns.
On the Browns, yeah.
Okay.
So for this one, the worst regular season record's brand new. So not a lot of money has been traded here. So that's why you see ridiculous odds like this. Green Bay 11%. I saw Seattle 4%. Do you think Seattle's going to the worst record than 4%? That doesn't make Niners are 5%. Who else?
What is the minimum bet that you can make?
I assume $1. I don't know.
It's probably what it is. Some guy said, "I'll take $32 and I'll collect on at least one of them."
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get $1.80 back if it's the Miami Dolphins.
I think that's probably the case. There has been a lot of money wagered here. It'll be more interesting come May, June, July, once there's more money here. No one's betting this right now.
If you're going to bet and want to make a decent payback, you probably would be looking at teams with season win totals, in the range of maybe 3 to 7.
Yeah, I would think so. But again, you have to worry about the dead heat and everything. I don't know how that applies on call sheet, but I know how that applies on regular sports books. So it's
what are they? They split it.
Yeah, if you're going to win $100 and two teams have the worst record, then you only win half of it.
Yeah, whatever the odds. Yeah, you win half the odds if it's if it's a 2-team tie. Yeah. If it's a 3-team tie, I assume you win a third of the odds that you played.
Yeah, exactly. So there tends to be two or three or maybe 4 teams that have the worst record, and we saw that this year. So
and by the way, do they count ties as half win, half loss? Or no, and it's important, by the way, because is it the team to have the fewest wins or the teams to have the worst record?
The worst, I think, worst record percentage wise for the wins.
Okay,
so
tie
wouldn't
half.
factor in.
Well, tie would be half and half.
I don't think they'd include ties. So, like, if the team's 2-8-1, I just think their winning percentage is still 20%.
As opposed to a team that's
2-9 would be 18.2%. But a team that's 2-8-1 would be 20%.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. Mathematically, I would think you should include if you're going by percent, because then you're basically saying a team that only played the team that was at a disadvantage. If one team is 2-8-1 and the other team is 2-9, the 2-8-1 benefits, or in this case loses, because 2 out of 10 is going to be higher than 2 and 10 is 2-8-1. If you ignore the 1, is going to be higher than 2 and 9.
Yeah. You're talking about 20% versus 18.2%.
Yeah, so, and the 18.2% should win, but it shouldn't be. They should also be 2 and the 2-8-1 should be 2 and 2.5, 8.5.
Yeah,
which is a better record than.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's better. Does it make sense for the Dolphins to sign Malik Willis? Should they aim for a quarterback next year's draft? This year's draft sucks for quarterbacks. Mendoza, but that's it. There's nothing else. Maybe you find a diamond in the rough somewhere, but if I'm the Dolphins, why not? I mean, they signed a former Packer coach. They hired a former Packer exec to be GM. It just makes sense to get Willis. Yeah. And you get Willis, you draft the quarterback 3rd, 4th round, and see what you get. And then if these guys suck, then
who's the best quarterback coming out next year? Is it Arch Manning, Dante Moore, or
I would say Arch Manning and Dante Moore are the top 2, but there are some decent ones. I think in my 2027 NFL mock draft, I believe I have like 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the first round. John Mateer, Avery Johnson. They're both guys who can go in the first round.
Where's your son Conrad ranked in your 2040 mock draft?
He's going to be punter, so he's unfortunately not going to be in the first 3 rounds. But maybe I'll have.
Well, he might be in round 3 if he's really, really good.
That's
like
true.
The
Seahawks. Oh no, not the Seahawks. The Jaguars took a punter in the 3rd round over Russell Wilson when they needed a quarterback. So.
And they did okay with that.
They could have had Russell Wilson.
People, like I said, they did okay with that. But that people don't realize how important special teams are. The kicking game.
That's true. Yeah.
Punting and kicking, kick returning, punt returning.
Yeah.
That they're specialists, but they have such an impact on the field position. Plays such an important part. Field goal kicking plays such an important part.
Just look at the Rams.
Yeah,
the guy fell down muffing a punt,
they
and
could have been in the Super Bowl.
that touchdown was the difference. So
Yeah.
it makes a difference. And Seahawks and Patriots both had very strong special teams. Stone Papa Smurf says, I want the Patriots to trade for Crosby and sign Pitts. Sounds like he is going there. My dad, by the way, he fell for a Facebook, one of those scam articles, or he sent it to me via text. He's like, well, look, the Eagles are trading for Max Crosby. And I'm like, that's not real. It doesn't sound right. You see this stuff all the time.
I think Crosby's staying right here in Las Vegas.
I probably, yeah. I would think
everybody's enthusiastic about Kubiak coming in as a coach. He's got a good staff that he's building. Crosby really likes it here, but look, I think a lot of it was the frustration over the Raiders shutting him down at the end of the season. He did not take kindly to that, but that's his competitiveness. You like people like that. You wish everybody had his attitude.
Yeah, Andy, you could bet on Max Crosby's next team on Kalshi. Stays with the Raiders. Stays with the Raiders or retires is 62 cents. So if you bet $100,
is that a choice? That's a combined choice.
It's a combined choice. Stays with the Raiders or retires.
Why don't they have stays with the Raiders and why don't they have retire as a separate choice?
I think it's because it says next team. So if he doesn't have a next team, then it's I don't know. So anyway,
that should be a choice. Who on what team, if any, because you could say, will he be on opening day? And there are 33 choices, and choice 33 would simply say none / free unsigned free agent or whatever.
Yeah, look, I agree with you, but you can bet it here. If you bet 100, you win 148. You get 48 back.
So that's okay. It's like plus. Well, that's what 100 to win 50. That's 2 to 1.
Yeah, about 2 to 1. Yeah.
And what is that? Is that the Raiders option? Raiders are retire.
Stays with Las Vegas or retires. Yeah. So
Well, again, that's based upon the money.
Right.
It's not based upon a bookmaker's line per se.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Cincinnati here.
Cincinnati here. Chicago, Giants, Redskins, Chiefs, Cowboys. If you want the Eagles, they're not much here. If you bet 100, you get 451. So
that's plus 350.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's interesting. They have everything here. It's funny.
Looks like Arch is going to be in the AFC East. Well, yeah, the Jets or
Jets and
Miami.
Yeah. We'll see if they intervene.
Unless Miami does get like Malik Willis, and he turns out to be the kind of quarterback that he showed he could be with the Packers when he had his opportunities.
Sure. Yeah. A lot can happen, and there are other dreadful teams too. So we can get to the win totals. We had,
by the way, do they have an option on with what team will Tyreek Hill sign or play, open the season with?
Let's look. Tyreek Hill.
See, I know Jones wants him to come back with the Chiefs.
Tyreek Hill. Right now, you can see on the screen here, Jacksonville is it's 50 cents. Chiefs are the favorite at 50
Well, it looks
cents.
like Jacksonville's the favorite, isn't it?
Well, it says, I don't understand. It says percent chance, but like the yes is 37 cents and the Chiefs yes is 50 cents. So if you bet 100 here, you get 177. But if you bet 100 here, you get 173. So actually, the Chiefs are.
What would you say? What's the 50 cents mean?
It's basically like it starts at 50 cents, and if it goes to yes, it goes to $1. So hypothetically, if you put 50 cents down, it'll be $1. And it's
okay. It's even money.
Yeah. So the Chiefs are the favorite, then the Jaguars, and then the next two teams are Raiders and Bills. And then you have the Chargers. Oh, sorry,
the Raiders do have a lot of cap money.
They do. Yeah, Patriots, then Chargers, then Giants, then same thing, Dolphins or retires, which with child support he can't really retire. Rams, Niners, Broncos.
Yeah, in fact, he easily could be on the injury report with a bad wrist every week because of all the child support checks he'll be writing.
No. arthritis setting in
Yeah.
at 33. While he recovers the torn ACL. Where do you think he's going to go? Do you think he's going to go to Chiefs or Jaguars, Bills? Where do you think?
What's the salary cap situation with Kansas City?
They're slightly over the cap, but as our Tuesday co-host Kenny would always say,
Well, we know that Mahomes is restructuring his contract to free up a lot of that.
Yeah, they're still $10 million over, but
that's after the restructuring.
Yeah, as Kenny would say, the cap is fake. And I don't think Hill's going to come
Has
in
it
on a
been
big
announced?
Anyway.
Was it announced for next year? It was like $300 million or something.
I don't know if it's been announced for next year. I haven't heard a number. But no, I mean, I don't think Hill's going to command a big contract anyway. You know, he's coming off 20 ACL. He's 33. Yeah. He's got off the field issues. It's like a 1 or 2 year prove it deal, I think, for him. So I don't think the cap really matters all that much in this scenario. So I think the Chiefs could get him relatively cheaply.
Yeah.
Shahid will,
which would make sense.
Yeah,
I like Shahid. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, look, they traded for him. And Kubiak had a lot to say with that. So yeah, I could see that. Raiders are in a very good position. The only concern with Mendoza, and maybe you have the information on this, because I don't know how far back you and Charlie go with your review of prospects. But what was Mendoza, if anything, coming out of high school?
Oh, we don't cover.
I don't know if he was highly recruited or not.
Yeah, we don't cover college recruiting. We actually used to have a college recruiter writer. That was several years ago, but I don't remember him.
Because my concern is, I've got two examples. One is a good example. One is a bad example of how it turned out. If he was not good enough to be recruited to where he was with Cal right before he was with Indiana, I believe. I don't remember if he was anywhere before Cal.
With all the team changes, it's just so hard to follow.
Yeah. But where I'm saying is that Carson Wentz was a highly thought of quarterback coming out of college. He went to North Dakota State.
Yep.
Didn't quite live up to billing. Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. I'd say 49ers made a very good choice there. Now, how much of Purdy's development had to do with Kyle Shanahan? Probably a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, he still was not. And Purdue, as bad as a team as they've been, it's still a Big Ten team. So to make it to a Big Ten roster. Now look, Drew Brees went to Purdue and made the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. So the point is that Mendoza may not have been that highly thought of going into college from high school, and going to maybe it was Cal, maybe it was somewhere else, and then ending up in his final year going to Indiana, which was basically, they had a nice season last year, but that's not exactly a football school, as opposed to going to like a Michigan. Okay, right. We don't know how he will translate to the NFL, but we have recent examples of the good in Brock Purdy, and they're not quite as good in Carson Wentz.
To defend Wentz,
Trey Lance, another one.
Yeah, to defend Wentz for a second. I mean, he was the MVP in 2017.
Until the injury, we don't know what would have happened. You're absolutely right.
And he took the Eagles in 2019. He dragged them to the playoffs. So they had nothing on that roster. And then in the playoff game, Jadeveon Clowney just smashed into his helmet and he suffered a brutal concussion. And he hasn't been the same since. And I think that concussion really impacted Wentz. He just has not been
physically and mentally.
Yeah. So I think he had 4 really good years. Well, 3 really good years. 2018 is kind of a lost year. And then just capsized for him. So it's really unfortunate.
If and apparently the Raiders are, and understandably so, if they are big believers in Mendoza, and he's shown nothing in his year at Indiana to suggest otherwise. Okay. He didn't get a chance. We don't know playing at Cal. Cal was not a very good team, but still a major, still a Power 4 program that he was with, and he proved it with Indiana, which surrounded him with good talent. But when he came over there, and of course, Cignetti brought over a lot of his JMU players as well. But he also had to recruit a lot for this past year. That I would think that players might want to come and play with Mendoza. And if Shaheed is one of them, who Kubiak had in Seattle, there's a good there's a good starting point, because one of the weaknesses that the Raiders have is receiver. Who Betch is the other receiver right now that's on the roster once they traded Myers. They had a couple of others on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, they Tyler Lockett there, Betch, Dante Thornton. It's a bunch of Drek there.
Yeah, Lockett, I think it may not be back.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
With the Raiders, I'm not sure. But the bottom line with the Raiders is, because and again, I'm making a pitch for Max Crosby to stay. Max, if you're out there listening, that they have to work on that offensive line.
Oh, absolutely.
They've got one of the best. They've got actually two pretty good tight ends. Okay, Waller and one of the best tight ends in Bowers.
Yeah, Mayer, you mean Michael Mayer?
Mayer, not the Waller. Yeah. Waller's what? He's with Miami, I think.
Yeah,
former Raider. But with Mayer, that it's an attractive place to be, but they've got to spend some of that cap money on an offensive line. Now, the thing is, they've got a lot of extra money. If you want to keep Max Crosby, spend the money on offensive linemen rather than try and build them through the draft.
Yeah, it is a good draft for linemen. So maybe they can get one of them.
It is, but if you can sign 2 or 3 offensive linemen with experience, you can become a Jacksonville Jaguars of. Maybe that's a bad analogy. You can become a New England Patriots of this year.
Yeah, I think it's possible. You're right. Yeah, maybe by 2027, the Raiders will be able to compete for playoffs. It doesn't take very much for an NFL team to get there. It's not like baseball or basketball where you have to go through this long process. Just feels like forever, But they could do it by 2027. I could see it. Just it depends on how they do in free agency with the offensive line. You're right. Like they absolutely need to fix that. It's like the number one priority. Yeah. Besides finding the quarterback, which they can.
And by the way, if they are good at developing or getting a much better offensive line entering next season, all of a sudden, Ashton Jeanty becomes a Rookie of the Year player in his second year.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm really high on him in fantasy. I think there's a good chance that, assuming they make good signings, I think his arrow is going to be pointing way up. I think the Raiders, there's a reason for optimism, but they just have to make the right moves, and we don't know if they're going to do that, but we'll see. And as far as Mendoza is concerned, Charlie Campbell talked to some scouts and personnel men in the NFL, and the one comparison he got that was for Mendoza was Joe Flacco with mobility for the NFL.
It's pretty good comparison.
Yeah, I think the Raiders.
Flacco's had a very, very good career. Won a Super Bowl, longevity, helped a number of teams.
Mm-hmm. And add mobility on top of that, and you get a franchise quarterback.
I'd sign up for a career like that right now with Joe Flacco career with more mobility.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think so. All right, let's get to the win totals here. I thought we'd go as they listed them here on DraftKings. Hold on.
Do they what order do they list them in?
Alphabetical order. As opposed
to division by division or highest to lowest, lowest to highest.
Yes, that's right. They have it alphabetical order, so easy to find. But I thought that we had a
fine. How difficult is it to find when you're only looking at 32 items?
You'd be surprised. FanDuel sometimes has them helter-skelter all over the place, and like, where is this team? And I'll scroll past it. It's
most places either go. Well, you could do it by one. Well, I'll take a look. For example, at I've got the Super Bowl odds in front of me, and Westgate happens to list them from the smallest odds down to the highest odds. The Rams opened at plus 700 as the favorite. And there were a bunch of teams that listed at 200 to 1, which were the weakest. So going from lowest to high, it's nice because it gives you a visual representation of best to worst.
Right.
And so you can see relative expectations between, the teams in the division. The other way to do it that makes sense is go division by division. And the third way of doing it is by going by season win total, which is basically what I did for the Super Bowl there, that you go from to the 12.5 down to 3.5 or whatever the lowest number is.
Yeah.
But we can do alphabetical.
No, why not follow? But the three exceptions, we had questions from Pat, so I wanted to.
Let's do that.
He was kind enough to do that. So Browns, he says for this first comment, Browns over 6.5 wins, a +100 with such a strong defense. So the one good thing about the Browns is that they play the NFC South, so they should be able to get.
Keep in mind the NFC South is not as bad as we could have seen it. What is the New Orleans? What the way? 6-11, and they finished the season strongly, and everybody else was 8-9, which is not outstanding. But the point is, the worst. Did New Orleans have the best record of a last place team in the 8 divisions?
Well, except for the NFC North.
Except for Detroit. Yeah,
except for Detroit. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So the NFC South is the parity division.
Yeah, or are they getting wins because are they getting wins because they play against each other?
Well, let's see. I mean, one of the things I do when I do my division comparison is I take a look at the team's record outside of the division. Mm-hmm. So they are -5. They're -8. 8-9, 8-9, 8-9 is -1, -1, -1, and 6-11 is -5. So they're -8. Okay. And take a look at what were the Dolphins? Did they end up with like six wins?
Yeah, I think there were 6 wins. Yeah.
And the Jets were 3.
Jets had 3. Yeah.
Okay, that's probably balanced out by the top.
Sorry. Dolphins had 7 wins. Dolphins
7. Okay, 7 and 10.
Yeah. So Dolphins had 7, Jets had 3, Patriots had 14, and Bills had 12.
Okay, so 14. It was 14 and 3 is +11. 12 and 5 is +7. That's +18. 7 and 10 at +8. What did I say? +18. +15.
15.
And the Jets were
3 and 14. So it's +4.
-11. Yeah, so +4, which is still better than -8.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, how do you feel about Browns 6.5? I'm not excited to take this. I know I'm not going to bet the under. But I can't bring myself to bet the over either, just because.
Now, who's the new coach there?
The new coach is Munkin, who they hired for some reason. I don't know why. It makes sense.
Quarterback situation with Shador.
Maybe the Watson.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Decent running back.
Yeah.
Receivers, nothing to get excited about.
Nothing at all. No. Judy.
Defense should be good. What's that?
Jerry Judy's pretty pedestrian. Yeah. Defense is great. Yeah, defense is great.
Now, who do they play? Which division do they play? You said the NFC South.
They play the NFC South, and let's look at the schedule.
Who do they play at home in the NFC South?
Let's see. Yeah, right here. So in the NFC South, they play Atlanta and Carolina.
Back-to-back weeks. Okay.
Well, no, not back-to-back weeks. We just don't.
Oh, that's why we don't know that. All right, you're right. Okay. Yeah. Atlanta, Carolina at home, and at New Orleans and Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm. And they play the AFC South as the division in the AFC.
Okay, so 8 games are against those 2 divisions.
Yeah, and their special games are Raiders, Giants, and Jets.
And where are those games?
Raiders are at home. Giants and Jets are both at MetLife.
Well, I could conceivably see them going 4-4 against those 2 divisions in which they play all 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
The NFC South and the AFC South, correct?
Yes.
Okay. because they play the Raiders at home, I could see them beating the Raiders. And I could see them probably more likely winning at the Jets than at the Giants, because I think the Jets won't be all that good. We don't know what the quarterback situation is. Who's their starter now?
I don't know.
Is he still under contract?
Well, they said they're going to cut. Yeah, they said they're going to cut Justin Fields. So they don't. I don't think
that doesn't mean that doesn't mean they won't resign him.
Yeah.
Who else do they have? Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor, and who can forget Brady Cook?
Oh, your favorite, yeah. Yeah, no, so I could make a case for the over 6.5.
Yeah, I could too. Yeah.
All they have to do is win one of the 6 division games.
Yeah, it seems like a 7-10 team to me.
Because if they go, I could see 7-10. Although, let's assume, for argument's sake, this is why it's good to go by divisions. So maybe we could do that. But let's assume that Aaron Rodgers plays for Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Okay, familiarity with McCarthy and all that. Now,
yesterday Kenny called it the trifecta of buffoonery if Rodgers comes back and Tyreek Hill signs there with Mike McCarthy.
Yeah. Well, we always know about. In fact, didn't Pittsburgh go 10-7 this year? Not just 9-8 to get the winning record.
Yeah,
10-7 with that win against Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So, could Pittsburgh drop way down, or is a drop for Pittsburgh 7-10?
It's downgrade a coach, I believe.
Well, Tomlin to anybody is almost a downgrade. Probably maybe 4 or 5 exceptions.
Yeah.
And again, Aaron Rodgers did not have a bad year.
Yeah, but he will be
1 year older. Yeah.
Right. He'll be turning 43 at some point.
Yeah, I think he joins AARP in the middle of October. When he's like 50. No, but when I look at that division, if you think Cleveland can win 2 of their 6 division games, I could see 7 wins.
Yeah, they always give the Bengals problems, right? So maybe they can get one of those. So yeah, I could. And
they give Baltimore problems.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
definitely. So yeah, I would take the over before the under. I'm not dying to take the over.
Yeah, but I'm not crazy about the coach.
Right, I agree with that.
Now the good thing is, even though he still does not recognize Derrick Henry, he is an offensive coach. So just leave the defense to whoever has he named us the defensive coordinator yet?
Now that Jim Schwartz has left. Yeah, because Schwartz is gone. I don't know. Let me see. Mike Ruttenberg is their new defense coordinator.
Who?
Mike Ruttenberg. I'm not familiar.
What was he from? I forget. He was some assistant, I believe.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it was at the collegiate or the pro level. In any event, the concern I have is, well, see, that's the trouble in playing these season win totals now. Not only don't you know the schedule, which, by the way, you will know after the drafts and after much of the free agency is done.
Right.
I would normally look, all things being equal, I would look at 7-10 as reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
But not knowing what Monken can do as a head coach, taking over a team that has really not been very good for much of the past 2 decades, with not a great deal of proven talent, especially at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Because who knows how good Watson would be if he comes back after missing, 4 years, something like that, 4 or 5 years?
Well, it's only been 2 years.
When did he last play?
2024. He got hurt in the middle of the season.
2024 or 2023?
24, I believe.
Okay, I didn't remember that. I thought he'd missed more than that.
He got hurt against the Bengals. They played at home. They lost by like 8 points or something.
Okay. We still don't know how rusty he would be and all that. We don't know what the receivers are going to look like. So, if you're thinking over, you might want to wait to get a little bit more confidence by seeing what the rosters could look like. If you like the under, probably bet it now.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. So you want to stick within the division, right? I mean, we could do that.
We don't have to. It's just we won't be repeating. If we do by division, we won't be repeating as many similar thoughts.
Yeah, let's stick within the division. The Ravens are over 10.5, but the VIG is -145. For the under, it is +120. The Ravens, as I said,
they also play both South divisions, right?
Right. Yeah. They have the same divisional layout.
Yeah,
so.
the same. They have 8. They've got 14 of their 17 games that are the same. I mean, obviously they're not playing themselves, but they're playing the other 3 division teams.
Right.
So that's 6 games, and then the 4 common division games, the AFC South and the NFC South. Well,
yeah.
I said if Cleveland can go 2-4. Well, I said 4-4, 2-2 against each of those divisions, which may have been a bit optimistic, but that's more about not great enthusiasm about either of those South divisions. I think they will be better than perhaps they were this year. Okay, especially the well, no, they don't. They play, yeah. Well, they play the AFC South. Is that what we said?
Yeah, it's both Souths. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm giving them losses to Houston and Jacksonville and potential wins against Indianapolis and Tennessee. Yeah. Well, no, Tennessee. Tennessee. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's within the division. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So Baltimore is the same opponents, except instead of the Ravens, they play the Browns, and then the 3 special games are Chargers, Bills, and Cowboys.
Okay, we'll get to those in a bit. Okay, regardless of where they play those 8 games, I think the Ravens, you got to pencil in for 5-3 against the AFC South, NFC South.
At least, yeah. Maybe 6-2.
At least. Well, 5-3. I'm giving them wins against the 2 bottom teams. Let's say the Colts and the Titans, and I'll say the 2 weakest teams in the NFC South might be Tampa Bay and Atlanta. I'm sorry, Tampa Bay and Carolina.
Yeah.
Which means to go 5-3, all they need to do is beat either Atlanta, New Orleans, Jacksonville, or Houston.
Yeah,
and theoretically they could beat both. There could be 2 of them.
Right.
So I'm going to say 5-3 is a realistic, not necessarily. Optimistic would probably be 6-2.
Yeah.
Realistic would probably be 4-4 or 5-3 simply because they've got such a good quarterback.
Sure. Right.
And who's the coach there now? Minter.
Minter. Jesse Minter.
Yeah. So they're gonna have the defense should be improved.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say 5-3, and let's say they go 4-2 in the division. Okay. In other words, they split with all. They win at least 1 game against each of the 3 opponents and sweep one of those 3.
Right.
Whether it be Cleveland or whether it be Pittsburgh, or maybe Cincinnati. Good. So that's 5-3. So that's 8-3. They would go. What did I say? 4-2 in the division. 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2, and then 5-3. So that's
9-5.
Yeah.
Okay, 9-5, and they have 3 games left. Those 3 games. And who are the 3 games now? They're at the bottom. Okay.
They host the Chargers and play at Buffalo, at Dallas.
And we have them at 9-3, and they need to win 2 of them to get to 11.
Yep.
Well, they do play the easiest, at least what we think is the easiest of the 3 on the road at Dallas.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so then they would have to split at the Chargers or win, either win at home against the Chargers or win at Buffalo, which they've not been able to do. With an unproven head coach, with a proven head coach, with 2 unproven head coaches in the division, right? You got Cleveland.
Yep.
With a head coach in Cincinnati that's kind of on the hot seat, and with a head coach in Pittsburgh who's an accomplished head coach taking over his new team, and we don't know, even if Rodgers gets signs and plays, we don't know how good he is playing the full 17 games. Could Baltimore go 5-1 in that division?
It's certainly possible, yeah. I mean, why not?
I mean,
I
they're
think
going to be a
4-2,
very
5-1.
motivated team. Well, I'm trying to think what record will win the division and who's likely to have that record. I would say the winner of that division, based upon the rosters right now, would be Cincinnati or Baltimore.
Yeah, I would think so.
And I don't know what Cincinnati is going to do as far as their defense goes, but let's say they make some improvements.
Mm-hmm.
Can the winner in that division go 12-5, and can the second place team go 11-6? I would think so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, of course, this is all said not knowing or assuming, other than, like Aaron Rodgers might be able to not play the full season, but you have to say Lamar Jackson, should be able to. Joe Burrow should be able to, but there's always a possibility of being injured. And you don't know, because they could benefit from one of their opponents losing a quarterback. So it sort of, sort of evens out in the hypotheticals there. I would tend to look right now Baltimore over the 10.5.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I bet them to win the Super Bowl, so it would be nice for them to get over 10.5. I think I'd lean the same way.
11-6 would cash the ticket and obviously get them in the playoffs.
Yep. Unfortunately, the Vegas minus 145, which doesn't seem great.
Well, and that tells you that they're more likely to do 11-6 than 10-7.
Mm-hmm. The other team that we talked about could win the division. The Bengals are over 9.5 minus 115, under 9.5 minus 105. I'm gonna pull up their then there's Pittsburgh after that. So the Bengals, their schedule. I could just change the URL here. I don't know why I'm going back to Google. That's not working apparently. Let's go Bengals 2026 schedule. Their three different games are home against the Chiefs, at the Dolphins, at the Redskins. So what do you think about the Bengals over?
Was it 9.5 or 8.5?
9.5 minus one over 9.5 minus 115.
Well, let me get my book out here from last year.
Okay. What are you looking for specifically?
No, I just want to see Cincinnati. I think it's 3 years in a row that they've had 8 or 9 wins.
What they had last year, they had
they had
6 wins last year because
the
Joe
Bengals?
Burrow's. Yeah, they were 6-11.
Well, they were 6-11 this year. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they were 9-8 each of the past 2 years, but they played well late in the season.
Yeah,
that came after they went 14-5, including the postseason, and 13-8, including postseason in 21 and 22, where they played 21 games. So they made it, I guess, to at least a divisional round, and I think in one of them the AFC Championship.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we know, but how much? Let me see the defensive numbers here.
Like so, the EPA numbers.
Okay, for those 4 years. Well, I can tell you, I'm just looking here, like the defensive yardage numbers. The average yards per game has been pretty consistent. I don't know what it was this past year, but the past 4 years, the 2 good years, 21 and 22, 352 and 337. The bad years were 374 and 348.
Yeah.
So it's relatively in a relatively narrow band of 337 to 374.
Yeah. Well, they lost a lot of their good defensive players, like DJ Reader and a bunch of other guys. So it's I don't know. As far as the Bengals are concerned, it's so tough to bet them over because Joe Burrow's health hasn't been good. He's
has to be considered, and they have to prove that they can do something defensively.
Yeah, they were better in the second half than they were in the first half last year, but not that much better. So, it really depends on what they do in free agency.
I think this is almost like Cleveland, where if you like the over, bet them now. If you like the under, wait.
Okay. Right.
Because if they if they prove if they do what they should do, doesn't mean they will,
Mm.
but that Mike Brown realizes he's got a bunch of money he could spend, and they get at least two significant defensive additions
Yeah.
at positions where they are probably weakest. Then the season win total, then they become a 10 or 11 team. Now again, you got to consider Burrow in there, okay? But he has
Right.
played some, even if he plays 15 games, that's still okay. But if they don't make any defensive play, if you don't think they're going to make defensive adjustments, or even if you think they do, you think that I'm going to be more negative than positive on Burrow lasting the full season. And let's call, for argument's sake, 15 starts a full season. Okay, that he misses a hamstring or something, for keeps him out of game. That if they do not improve the defense, which was their weakness this year and the last 3 years, although one of those years was a Burrow being out a lot year. Okay, this year was as well, but the defensive problems were there from week one. Well, week two. Week one, they were okay when they beat Cleveland 17-16. But I would say that if they don't improve the defense going into the season, you will see a lot of under money coming in on the win total in August.
I think you're right. It's so important what they do in free agency. And they're not a team that tends to spend a lot.
That's why some of our discussions right now and the weeks leading up to, let's say, draft should be more on timing. Is it better to act early on the under or better to act early on the over? And I think kind of like with Cleveland, I can only see this number coming down rather than going up.
Yeah.
And same thing with Cincinnati. I can only see this number. I could see this number going. Well, again, with Cincinnati, it's all about what they do with the defense. If they do something positive, the win total goes up. If they do something negative, which means doing nothing, the number probably comes down.
Yeah.
Based upon the fact that they haven't won more than 9 games since 2022. Some of it was injury related, much of it was defense related. Because Flacco didn't do a terrible job when he came in. I mean, he had those Browning days, but Flacco was capable. He wasn't the reason I think that they lost a number of those games.
Yeah, much better than Browning.
Yeah, well, Browning, what he plays, 3 starts or 4 starts?
It was I think it was 2 or 3. I think two and a half games. I think he played.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. So Cincinnati would be a team that, going forward, if you don't think they're going to do what they should do defensively, the under makes sense now. If you think they're going to do that, they're going to make those improvements, whether it be draft, free agency, or a combination, then maybe the over looks good now. Because certainly Cincinnati has the offensive roster to win a boatload of games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the defense has a roster to be outscored in a boatload of games. So it really comes down to what your thoughts are. And you could read, some of the writers who do the drafts. And there are a lot of columns out there on what they think teams should do and what they think they will do.
Right.
And this may be the time to read them. Not that information is going to be any more or less accurate than what we're talking about right now, but at least it gives you something to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true. Okay, so we agree on that. I think I really don't know if the Bengals are going to do much because they never do, but sometimes they do. I'm going
to just mark this stuff down.
Okay.
Okay. If I can find my multicolored pen. What did I say? I said, okay, on the Browns, wait on the under, I think I said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you like the over, play them now.
Yeah.
Let me get my camera up here.
Yeah. So, and then we like Baltimore, and Andy's signed off apparently. We'll see. I'm sure Andy will connect in a second here. I believe you said Baltimore. He likes the over. Browns wait on it. Bengals wait on it, and we're gonna have the Steelers schedule pop up here, and it's not pretty as far as the three special games because they have the Patriots, Eagles, and Broncos. Patriots and Eagles on the road, and then the Broncos at home. So that's not great, Bob. Along with the new coach and whatnot, it doesn't seem like the Steelers are gonna do much here. So, I've always said this, like my father-in-law, he makes one bet every year. When I go to Vegas, he gives me $100. He's like, put $100 on the Steelers win over for me. And he's won every year. I don't know if he's gonna do it again. We'll see. I don't know if I don't know how he feels about Mike McCarthy compared to Mike Tomlin, but I know he was a fan of Tomlin's coaching. But we'll see if he thinks otherwise. I'm actually like pretty curious if he still wants to bet the Steelers. So, what are the Steelers here? The Steelers are they are over 8.5 plus 115. So yeah, they basically got obviously they get a winning record. You get plus vig, which that was last year too. I think it was like plus 110 or plus 105 last year on the 8.5, and they got to 10. Which it's kind of like free money because Mike Tomlin always gets the wins. But now with Mike McCarthy, that definitely changes things. You got the trifecta of buffoonery, as Kenny said, which I thought was perfect. You get McCarthy, you get Tyreek Hill potentially, and then Aaron Rodgers, we assume, is going to come back, but maybe he'll go somewhere else. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not too bullish on Aaron Rodgers. He had a couple really good games last year, like the first Baltimore game, the Detroit game. He was awesome in those games, but at the same time, he had a lot of dreadful games too, where he just was just releasing the ball as quickly as possible so he wouldn't get hit. It was really ugly. So, so I'm not. It's gonna be like the first year. I'm not gonna recommend my father-in-law bet the Steelers. We'll see. He'll have to come up with a new team maybe. It's there we go. Here, Andy's back.
Yep,
Andy's back. There we go.
Yeah, we had to redo everything.
Okay, I was just talking about the Steelers. My thoughts on them. I brought up their schedule, and I said that they probably have the three toughest special games because they have at Patriots, at Eagles, and home against Broncos. So in addition to the trifecta of buffoonery, they also have these three tough games. And I'm not very bullish on the Steelers. Their win total is over 8.5 plus 115, under 8.5 minus 140. What do you think about the Steelers?
I'd look under.
Yeah.
The reason being is that a lot of the casual fans may only take a look and say, "Oh, they haven't had a losing record since blah 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 before Tomlin." Well, right. And Tomlin's had some good teams and bad teams. It's going to continue. Well, It's a big difference in the coach.
Yep.
And remember, now what did Pittsburgh do this year against the Ravens, Browns, and Bengals?
Well, they swept the Ravens. Lamar hurt in both games, so they swept the Ravens. Against the Bengals, they split, I believe, and then
they lost the Thanksgiving game, and they won the rematch a few weeks later.
Yeah, well, I think it was an earlier Thursday game. Yeah, they split the Bengals games.
Oh, that's right. Did they play Baltimore on that Thursday night game or Cincinnati?
It was a Cincinnati game Thursday night. It was Flacco versus Rodgers, and that was
And what they do with Cincinnati? Not Cincinnati with
Cleveland.
They
lost. They split. They lost their second game against the Browns. It was like a very ugly, low-scoring game.
Was that the one that was like the second week from the end of the season where they could have wrapped up the division title?
Yep. Yeah, it was week 17. Yeah.
Okay.
Garrett almost got the sack record there. He didn't. But Yeah, so they went 4-2 in the division with the sweep versus Baltimore, which you wouldn't expect again with Lamar Jackson potentially being healthier.
Yeah, I'm just let me see here. Browns. What did we say on the Ravens?
We
I
said
think I
Ravens.
said.
We
I
like the
think I said.
over.
I said.
We like the over on the Ravens.
Yeah, I don't think I said wait on that one. I said I like the over in that one.
Yep.
Because I don't have much in the way of questions as far as what they did. If they went into the season with their current roster, this is an 11 or 12 win team.
Mm-hmm.
So I have because I have the. I said if I remember correctly on the Browns, I said wait if you want to bet. If you want to bet the under, I think.
Yeah. Sounds
If
about
you
right.
like the over, bet it now because no, I'm sorry, it was the other way. If you want to bet the over, I would say wait to bet the over.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to think. No, I said I don't think the Browns would go any higher than 7, but it could drop because they're the Browns.
Sure.
So I said if you like the under, bet it now.
Okay.
So wait on the over.
Okay. Well, that's the AFC North.
Because I thought that with the Browns, the only thing that would happen is that you got a new coach and everything, and so that I'm thinking that the early money might come in. When I say early money before before first preseason game, the money might come in on the under because they're the Browns and they still have questions about quarterback and Dylan Gabriel and where does he fit in and all that, and would Flacco be back with that team? You never know.
Yeah.
But so I'm saying that if you like the Browns to go over, I'm saying wait.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because of that number, in other words, go under now. Because I remember my thought was, okay, you might want to wait and see if it goes up to 7 if you want to play the under, but I think it's more likely to drop than it is to go up.
Yeah.
So therefore, if you like the under, play it now. If you like the over, wait. I think with the Ravens, I said I like the over regardless. With the Bengals, I also said wait to play the under because if they make defensive improvements, they're going to bet the over.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll say, okay, we like the offense, and now they've improved the defense, so 9.5 is a little cheap.
Right. Yeah.
So. And then with the Steelers, and let me see where they are on my list here. That is going to be an unqualified under.
Uh-huh.
Well, I shouldn't say unqualified. I'm saying it's okay to bet them now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say I'm going to write these numbers. You say Steelers are 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals are 9.5.
Yep.
Ravens, you said, are 10.5.
10.5.
And Browns are 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me just make those notes here. Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's get to Patrick's next team. So next division here. Saints under 7.5 makes sense as they will still be in a rebuild next season.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. I like the Saints. They're under 7.5 minus 120. The over is 7.5 plus 100. We will pull up their schedule here in 1 second.
What's their total? 7.5?
7.5, yeah.
And they won 6 this year, right?
Yeah, they won 6. They play
and they played well the latter part of the season when they were just playing for at one point they were playing for a high draft choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They
did not tank. They did the opposite of tank.
Right. Yeah.
They played to win meaningless games.
Yeah. They were arguably the worst team in the league to start the year.
Yeah. And remember, what was their total? Total was 4.5, right?
Was it?
I thought it was 4.5. But the point is, they also had a first-year coach who was highly thought of.
Sure.
And it takes time for a first-year coach to get comfortable with being a first-year coach.
Yeah, that's true. We actually have a game scheduled already, Sunday, October 25th, in Stade de France, Paris, France. They play the Browns. So
Oh,
Okay, so we know that they will play the two North divisions, the AFC North and NFC North.
okay. They
So
will play. Which division are we doing now? We're doing the AFC South.
NFC
I'm
South.
sorry,
Yeah,
NFC South. And
yeah,
they will play which ones now? The
both North,
NFC.
both North
Okay,
division.
both North.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
think it's
So
easy. It's easy this year. The North plays the South plays the North.
East plays the West, and West plays
Yeah.
the East.
Yes.
Okay. Um. Okay. So we're looking at the Saints.
Yep.
Okay. I am going to say, and again, I don't see all that much difference. I think Carolina is probably the weakest team, but the gap. Well, we saw it this year. The gap between 1 and 4 is not that great.
No, it's not at all.
So I'm going to go under the assumption that all these teams go 3-3 in the division.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. So now let's look at the other 11 games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're playing the NFC North. I would say they go 1-3.
If that, yeah.
Well, no. You think they're going to be swept? Could be swept. If they're improved, they should win at least one of those. Who do they play at home in the North?
Which North are you talking about?
NFC.
You know what they play? They play
Green,
the Packers,
Green Bay, and Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're on the road at Chicago and Detroit.
Yep.
Well, I would say it's more likely that they could go 0-4 than 2-2.
I agree.
But I think that they're probably more likely to go 1-1 than 1-3. I mean, then 2-2. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let's give them a win. So now 3-3 becomes 4-6.
Sure.
Okay. Is that 3-3? No, it becomes 4-6 against the NFC, against the what do we say? Would they play the NFC? Okay, the NFC. So the AFC North. Okay, so I'm going to say 2-2 against the NFC North. What do they play at home? Cleveland? No, Cleveland is a neutral site game.
Cleveland's the France game. And
Baltimore's on the road. I see.
Baltimore's on the road. Cincinnati's on the road, and then Pittsburgh's at home. So that seems like 2-2 to me.
I would say yes.
Okay.
Because Cleveland, they could win on a neutral site. So what did I say? They were 4-6.
4-6. So that's
and now they're 6-8 with the 3 unique games.
And the 3 unique games are home versus the Raiders, home versus the Cardinals, and at the Giants.
I'd give them 2 wins.
So do I. Yeah. So that's 8 wins we got them.
Yeah.
That's
I would go.
a nice over.
I would go over. Well, yeah, I'll go over.
Yeah, me too. I like the over there. It's a young team with a lot of optimism. Shuck looked great. I like Kellen Moore. Defense was solid last year, not great, but solid.
Well, it improved. I also think the defense improved. Yeah,
it did improve. Yeah, and really good offensive line. I think Chris Olave.
By the way, did you say they play Arizona?
Arizona at home.
That's a revenge game. It's also a revenge game against a 3-14 team.
Yep.
That's true. Fourth place team. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, the over 7.5, not the under. I like.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, although we have them at 8, so it's not much wiggle room. Unfortunately, I was hoping to get 6.5. I saw 7.5. I'm like, it's not a fantastic play, but
I would think when people look at this, they will see how well the Saints played late. They will see how poorly Tampa Bay played.
Mm-hmm.
They will see, and they retained their coach. They will see Atlanta and have some question marks there because Atlanta's burned a lot of teams the last several seasons. They've been a popular preseason choice. And then Tampa Bay, they'll look at, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, and Carolina, they'll say probably still the 4th team in that division, even though they were 8-9 at the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So
I would say that what's the vig on the Saints over 7.5?
Plus 100.
So the favorite is the under.
Yeah, because the number seems a little high. I think.
No. What I'm saying
us,
is that the odds makers numbers, because I don't think that there's probably been a lot. This is based on what the lines are currently, right? And they've only been up a few hours, right?
Yeah, right. Okay. Doubt they moved.
So the odds makers are saying at the -120, and it's not a big difference. It's more likely that they get bet down to 7 than they get bet up to 8, as of right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So I like the over.
Okay, I do too. Let's go with the other division.
Well, no, actually, it's still close. But I'm saying that, if you like them over, you might wait to see if the public does bet them down to 7.
That's true. Yeah.
With the -120, that quote unquote more money is expected to come in on the under. But I still feel. But you know what? I'd still prefer to bet on the over, because I tend to team. So in other words, if I assigned a number to all these 32 teams, and the total number of games played is 272, right?
Yep.
That if I added up the season win totals that I would be going with, not whether I'm going over or under these numbers, if I were to assign a number, I tend to be more conservative towards the unders.
Yeah.
In other words, I would tend, if I'm looking at a team at 8.5, and I want to make a number on that team, and I say, 8.5 is a good number, I'm more likely to go with 8 than I am with 9, because more bad things can happen with injuries and things than good things.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always more comfortable betting unders.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that if I were to add up my totals, instead of arriving at 272, which would equal exactly, I got a number that equalizes the entire league, because I'm coming up with 272 for the number of wins that I'm assigning, and that's exactly the number of wins that there will be, assuming no ties.
Yeah, right.
So I'm saying that if I did that, instead of coming up with 272, I might come up with 260.
Yeah, I hear you.
Shortchanging wins by 12.
Yeah, right. Okay, Atlanta. So Atlanta's schedule, the 3 games are tougher. As you might expect. They're 2.
Yeah, I would. Well, okay, I was going to say, let's just. Right. We already said we're going 3-3 in the division.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So let's go with the other two, the two south,
the north.
Two norths.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The NFC North home games are Bears and Lions.
Bears and Lions. I say they go 1-3.
Probably. Yeah, I think that's
because that means the Bears and Lions means they play Packers and Vikings on the road.
Yep.
And I would say, even with all the success that the Bears had this year, I would say the 2 toughest teams based upon the rosters would be the Packers and the Vikings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although again, it's almost like the NFC South, where there's not a lot of difference between number 1 and number 4. I'd say the same thing about the NFC North, except it's a better. Even if it's a better gap. It may be a similar gap between 1 and 4, but it's a better gap between those. The 4 teams in the NFC North are better than the 4 teams in the NFC South.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And again, I think there's not that huge of a difference. So I would say they'd go 1-3.
I think that's about right. Yeah, probably
so
win one of the games.
At 4-6 as well.
4-6 again.
With the Saints. Yeah.
Yep. The AFC North home games are Ravens and Bengals.
Ravens and Bengals.
So they're at Browns and Steelers.
I think they can go 2-2.
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
They could go 3-1, because I could see them beating. What would you say the two road games were?
Steelers at Steelers at Browns.
They could win both of them, but again, I'm going to be conservative and say 1-1. So 2-2. So 4-6 now becomes the same 6-8. And now we
6
go
and
to
8.
their 3 games. Yeah.
The 3 special games: home against the Chiefs, home against the 49ers, and then at the Redskins. So much tougher than what the Saints had.
Yeah, I'd give them 1 and 3, which would put them at 7 and 9, which is still over 6.5.
Yeah, just barely, and you're paying bad vig for that. So.
That's right. It's minus 140. I'm trying to think how popular the Falcons will be as we get closer, because again, they are always going to be a fashionable team. Let me see what their season win total was this year. I think it may have been like 7 or 7.5.
Sounds about right. I think it was 7.5 too. That sounds about right. Maybe
Westgate had them at 8. Okay.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Top pass rushers just got arrested. He's facing 70 years in prison potentially. So it's not good.
7-0.
7-0. Yeah.
What was that? Drug offense or murder?
He was like assaulting an officer and assaulting other people. Like it was, I don't know. It's like a lot of charges. It added up to 70.
Yeah. Okay. It's just like could be 10 charges, 7 years, or whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I would wait on the. I'd wait on the over.
Yeah. See if the vig goes down.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to jump to the Panthers? The Panthers are
either one. Yeah.
So Panthers are over 6.5, same minus 120. So vig is lower here, under 6.5.
What would you say? The Falcons were 6.5, and the Panthers are 6.5 minus 120.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go with Carolina. Okay, 3-3 within the division. NFC North.
NFC North. Their home games are against the Bears and Lions.
Bears and Lions.
Same
Vikings,
thing.
At Vikings and Panthers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they did beat the Packers this year, but that's an aberration.
Yeah. It's revenge for Green Bay, I guess.
Yeah. So as a Packer, so they play the Bears and Lions at home.
Mm-hmm.
And Packers and Vikings on the road.
Yeah, same as Atlanta. Kind of weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since I think they're the weakest team in the league, I'll go 0-4 on that.
Okay. All right. So we're still stuck at
3-7
wins
now.
3 wins.
3-7. Yeah.
So their home games in the AFC North are against the Ravens and Bengals. Same thing again. At Cleveland, at Pittsburgh on the road.
I'll go 1-3.
Okay, so we're 4 wins now.
4-10.
Okay, and these 3 special games are very difficult. Broncos and Seahawks are at home and at Eagles. So,
and that's because they won the division.
Yes, they get 2 teams from the championship games, and then at the Super Bowl winner of 2024. So
I'd have to look under on the Panthers.
Oh yeah, so we got to 4 wins, right, for them. Even if you
give them
4-10,
yeah, even 5th or 6th.
Yeah, even if you give them another win, that's still 1.5 under. So
yeah,
that's looking like our best play so far, under 6.5 on the Panthers, and it's plus 100.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write these down. Our top ones.
Yeah.
See how they do. Yeah, I like that we're in agreement with everything so far. Panthers under 6.5 plus 100. It's our first big play here.
Well, actually, the ones that I have here are.
Well, we cleared this by two. Like this is the first time we cleared something by 2.
Okay.
Actually,
well,
2.5.
Well, again, I'm being conservative on all of them, even the unders. But
right.
Well, but no, I'm still being conservative on giving teams wins.
Yeah, I mean, we give them 3 wins in the division. Like they got swept by the Saints last year. Like
right.
Who knows if they can do that? We don't know.
Right. Okay. So I said I like the Ravens over the 10.5. What's the Ravens vig?
Ravens vig is minus 145.
On the over?
Over, yeah.
Okay. I'd still put it there, but I might wait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I said Steelers under 8.5. What's the vig on that?
Minus 140.
Okay. But I don't mind if that goes down to under 8. Because I'd still get a push and I'd get a good vig. The Panthers are minus 120 on the under.
Plus 100.
Oh, plus 100. Okay, yeah, 6.5 plus 100. Okay, that's a good one. Let me just.
That's our biggest disparity, like by
right.
Far. 2.5.
And the other one, let's see, the Saints. What's the over? What's the vig on the over on the Saints?
Plus 100.
Plus 100. Okay. Yeah, because so I've circled the Ravens, the Saints. I've circled Ravens over, Steelers under, Panthers under, Saints over.
Yeah. Would you say Panthers under is our strongest one so far?
Yes.
Yeah. See.
Well, because we'd probably see it. Well, no, we wouldn't see it in the other conference, but because they had by far the weakest division winner. I mean, what were the division winners? Was there a division where 10-7 won? Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Right.
The Patriots were 14. The Jaguars were up there.
13 for the Jaguars.
The
Broncos 14.
Broncos
Seahawks,
were up there. Seahawks 14.
Chicago 12, and Eagles were 12. Or 11.
Yeah.
11 or 12.
Right. So you I think they were 12. I'm not positive on
that. Eagles were 11
and 6.
Oh, okay. and Chicago was 11 as well.
Okay. So, yeah. So you had 2-11, 1-10, and then nobody at 9 and 8.
Right.
But 8 and 9, 1. Yeah. So I would say the Panthers under 6.5 would be fine. And what did we say that vig was? Minus 120?
No, the Panthers is plus 100.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. The plus 6, the over 6. Yeah. That one might be worth doing now.
I know. I'm gonna put that in after the show's over.
Yeah.
That's like we're 2.5 off there. There's a lot of wiggle room.
Well, and again, the 2.5 off comes from the 3 division winners they have to play, in addition to the division winner in the 2 South divisions.
Yeah,
or the 2 North divisions rather.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Which means they got to play, a 10-7 Pittsburgh. Well, that's one of the 3 that they have to play, right? Didn't we say that?
Yeah.
And then they also have to play. They have to play Seattle,
Denver, and Philadelphia.
Right, they don't play Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Oh no, they do play Pittsburgh because they're playing the AFC North. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So they are playing 5 division winners.
Yeah, and the 2
a team that went 8 and 9, and they're playing 5 division winners.
Yeah, and their 2 softest games in the AFC North are both on the road, so there's no guarantee there.
Yeah.
So it's really tough for them. And last year they built their wins on they played the Jets, they played the Dolphins, they played the Cardinals.
Saints. No, the Saints in division,
Yeah, they play the Cardinals, right? Yeah, plus the divisional games they play the Cardinals. I'm sure their special games were easy because they were last place, so. Or I think they were last place. Or they were not.
Well, the only tough game that they had this year, against a last place team was whoever they played in the. Did they play the NFC North this year? Did they play the Bears this year?
Who they play? They play the Packers. That was their special game in the NFC North.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
That's right. That's the one they beat.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
No, anyway. Okay. So yeah, we like that a lot. The final team in the NFC South, the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers they have the highest number. Over 8.5 is minus 140. Under 8.5 is plus 115. I don't know. I don't
No,
know if
so I'm
we're gonna
sorry.
get
I'm just running over 8.5. And what's the vig on that?
minus 140. I don't know if we're gonna get to 9 wins with this team. I just we'll see. We'll see. But I have my doubts.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. So over 8.5 minus 140.
Yes.
Okay. 3-3 in the division.
Mm-hmm.
And now let's go with the NFC North.
NFC North, they play the Packers and Vikings at home. So it's the opposite of the two teams we just discussed.
Bears and Lions on the road.
Yep.
I'll give them one. I'll give them one win.
Okay. So
let's make them 4-6.
4-6. Their AFC North home teams are the Browns and Steelers. And so they play at Baltimore, at Cincinnati.
I'll give them 2.
2. Okay, so we're at 6.
I think they can beat both the Browns and the Steelers.
Yes.
But I don't think they can beat the Bengals at Cincinnati or the Ravens in Baltimore.
Sure.
So now we're at
6 wins.
6 and 8.
Yep.
And now they're 3 games.
Their 3 special games are at Dallas. That's just easy. But then they host the Chargers and host the Rams.
1 and 2.
1 and 2. It's 7. Mm-hmm.
7 and 9.
7-10. Yeah, 7-10. So 7-10.
I'd go under.
Yeah, under is good.
The over 8.5. Over 8.5 is minus 140.
Yes.
So the under 8.5 is plus 120.
115.
Oh, they use a 25-cent line.
I guess so. So it's weird. Sometimes they use a 20-cent line. Sometimes they use a 25-cent line. I don't know.
I'm going to circle that as an under.
Yeah, I like that's our I think that's our second best one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're
so
both in the same division. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's good.
Oh, and they got the same coach. That
Todd Bowles
led them to an 8-9 season.
Yeah, that was pathetic. Their collapse.
That started what 4-0. It started 4-0, I believe. 4-0 or 5-0.
I think they're 4-1. Because they week 4 they lost to the Eagles. But then they beat the Seahawks.
Okay, so they were 4-1, and then went 4-8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not good. Not good. And they lost at home to the Falcons and at home to the Saints. It's not like they played all tough teams. Yeah. And they lost to the Dolphins in week 17.
You know what I'm thinking tonight? Maybe we'll just do the NFC.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. We've already done the NFC and the AFC. We'll do 4 divisions tonight.
Yeah, we could do the North and South divisions tonight, and then we could do the East and West divisions next week. Okay. So we have one more division to go then, which would be the
No, we got do we got one more or 2 more?
2 more because we did AFC North and
NFC North.
We didn't do NFC North yet. We did AFC North.
Right, AFC North and NFC South.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. We have 2 divisions. Yeah, I'm losing it. Yeah. So we have NFC North and AFC South.
Because that'll probably get us close to 3 hours.
Yeah, I think we'll be here for 6 hours. We do all the divisions. All right, so we'll table that with 2 more divisions, and then we'll do East and West.
Because it'll also give both of us a chance during the coming week to not only prepare for next week with the other the other 4 divisions, but also review what we have tonight just to see if we want to make any changes.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so
because I neither of us I think was planning for over-unders. We're going to talk about Super Bowl and MVP odds.
Yeah, I was
which we can still do if after we're done with the other 2 divisions.
Yeah, I was eating dinner and I saw I just saw it released at like 6 o'clock. I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so let's go NFC North. And the line for the Bears, we're going alphabetical in this division.
Yeah.
The Bears are over 9.5 plus 100. The under 9.5 is minus 120. Okay, so obviously they play the 2 South divisions. So they get some easy games. So how do you think the Bears will do in their division?
Once again, it's kind of like I said. Remember, I said that the AFC the AFC South is not much different between 1 and 4.
Yep.
With 4 bad teams.
Yeah.
And the difference in the NFC North between 1 and 4 is not that great with 4 good teams. So I'm going to go 3-3 again.
3-3 for every team.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a starting point, I mean, I think that you could. I mean, could you make again within the division?
I think you can make the case that like Minnesota goes 2-4, and one of the other teams goes 4-2. But I don't even know which that would be. So I think it's safer.
Well, I like Minnesota because of the defense.
I do too. And we actually talked about that last night with Kenny. He's used to live in Minnesota, and like the fact that they're so aggressive in trading for Joe Burrow, like they could maybe offer another team, and maybe they try to trade for another quarterback, and maybe they make the move. And
I'm still not counting out Cousins coming back if Atlanta doesn't keep.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility
because he's familiar with the players, he's familiar with the coach, he's familiar with the system, and he did okay there.
Right. Yeah.
Or more than okay.
He had his best years on their O'Connell.
Yeah.
So why not?
Which is again, like you said, I don't know if I'm going to pick one of the 4 teams to go 4-2. I don't know that I could do that.
I can't. If it's any team, I think it's the Lions because I think they bounce back. But I don't know. I think it's safer to just say 3-3 for every team.
They may have. Well, we don't know. They could have one. Well, Goff is okay, but he's not a great quarterback. He's serviceable. I mean, they've surrounded him with good talent. He's taken advantage of it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So I'm going to just go 3-3, and again, but it's a good 3-3.
Yeah. Okay. So the 2 divisions, the 2 South, or sorry, they no, actually, this is wrong. I'm wrong about that. It's the Bears.
North.
The Bears play the Bears play the AFC East and the NFC South. Okay. So NFC South, they
Okay, yeah. So let's tell you what, to make it easier, let's start with the division within their own conference that they play, and then we'll go to the other conference. Just to
they host the Saints and Buccaneers, so they're at Carolina and at Atlanta.
Who are we talking about now? The Bears.
The Bears, yeah.
They host the
Saints
Buccaneers and the Saints, and they're at the Falcons and the Panthers.
Yep. It's like at least 3-1, at least.
Well, I was saying at least 2-2. Do I want to say 3-1? Again, I'm going to be conservative, so I'll go 2-2.
We'll go 2-2. I would go. The division's so bad, the NFC South. So I would go 3-1.
Well, I don't know that it's that bad because I think both New Orleans and Atlanta are well. New Orleans has improved over this past year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina. So I'm giving them a win. I'm going to give all 4 teams a win over Carolina because I think we did go Carolina 0-4 against this division, which is I think when I made the comment about the good and bad, small gap between 1 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
So they're playing Carolina on the road.
Yeah.
And who else are they playing on the road? They're playing the
Atlanta.
Atlanta, which is a good team. I'll say
they could lose that game. Yeah, they could lose that game. Okay, 2-2 is fair. I think 2-2 is fair. Okay.
So that's 5-5.
That's 5-5. The AFC East, they host the Jets and.
Oh, I thought you said the South plays the North and the South or something.
I don't know. Apparently, I guess I got that wrong. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Okay. They host the East, the AFC East. They play the AFC East. Yeah.
Yeah. They host the Patriots. They host the Patriots and Jets. So that means they play at Buffalo, at Miami.
I think I have to go 2-2.
I was thinking the same thing. So we're at 7.
I don't know that I suppose they could beat the Patriots at home, but I'm being conservative, so I'm not going to give them that win.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give them the Jets win. And I'll probably give them a win at Miami and a loss at Buffalo.
Okay, so that's 7 wins.
That's now 7-7.
7-7. Great drink. And then the 3 special games are they host the Jaguars, they host the Eagles, and then they're at Seattle.
And that's because they won the division.
First place. Yep.
You said they were 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I thought they were 12-5, but
Yeah, I
maybe
thought there were
not.
12. Maybe the Mandela effect. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
We both thought they were 12-5. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I say they. I say they win. I'm going to be conservative. Say they go 1-2. So they're at
Okay,
8-9.
8-9, and that's 1.5 under.
Yeah. And what's that? Minus
-120.
minus 120.
Okay, I'm gonna write that one down.
Yeah. Well, you see, the thing that I'm thinking here now. But see, when you do it team by team and you're conservative, so I'm a little bit more conservative on them, but it still looks like under. In other words,
Mm-hmm.
how do they get to because we have them at 8, right? We just went 8-9,
Yep.
and that assumes they go 3-3 in the division.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to give them 9-8 because I think of the 2-2, I think they can go 5-3 against those 4-team divisions.
Okay.
I think they can go 5-3 against what is it? The AFC East
And then
and
and then the NFC
NF
South.
NFC South. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give them 5-3, but then we're still okay. So now we're at 9-8, so we're still
Mm-hmm.
under.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say wait and see if they get bet up to 10, and then play
Okay.
under.
Okay. I think that's about right. Yeah, because we're still leaning under there. They have a much tougher schedule this year.
Yeah.
So even though they play the NFC South, they have a tougher schedule. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's get to the Lions. The Lions are over 10.5 -130.
I think we gave them. Well, I think we gave them 5-3 against the two divisions, but I think if it's more likely that they're going to get a third win, it could be in the AFC East rather than the NFC. I'm sorry. I think that that third win, it's more likely to get it in the NFC South than against the AFC East.
Yeah. We even talked about that. It was like 2-2 versus 3-1 seemed very close. So
okay. So Lions, what did you say? Are 10.5?
10.5 over -130, and the under is +110.
Okay, so 3-3 against their division.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they in the NFC South they host the Buccaneers and Saints. So they're at Atlanta, at Carolina.
I'll give them 3 wins.
Yeah, me too. So it's 6.
6-4.
6-4. The AFC East they host the Patriots and Jets, and they're at Buffalo, at Miami. Same as the Bears. I think they're getting a little lazy here at these.
Yeah, I'd make them.
It's at least 2.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say at least 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They host New England, and they host the Jets,
Mm-hmm.
and they're at Baltimore and Buffalo, and Miami.
Yeah, I think that's closer to 3 than 2, but 2 and 2.
I'd rather be conservative. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
So that's 8 and 6.
8 and 6, and their 3 special games are at Arizona, and then they host Tennessee and they host the Giants.
2-1.
At least 2-1.
And I'd say, I'll say 3-0.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So that's 11.
Yeah.
It's 11. We like the over. I like the Lions this year. Very easy schedule, bounce back. Still have the head coach quarterback combination. They're gonna be a lot healthier this year.
And like you said, they may be the most likely in that division to go 4-2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but I'm being conservative. Yeah,
they won 15 games 2 years ago. They could win 12.
Yeah. Same quarterback, same coach, different offensive coordinator, but the offense wasn't the problem this year.
Yeah, absolutely. So they've some continuity on a coach.
Yeah, so even though I have a very slight edge, you say it's 10, not 10.5, right? Over 10?
10.5. 10.5.
No, it is 10.5. Okay.
Yeah, it's always a half on DraftKings and FanDuel. They don't like to
Okay.
do whole numbers.
They want to get a result and
Hmm.
watch them get screwed. There'll be 11 ties this year.
Right.
But it could be depending upon which way you play them.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I still go over in that one.
Yeah, me too. I like that. Probably top three, along with Tampa under and Carolina under for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Packers. Let's get to the number for the Packers, which is over 10.5 plus 100. So 10.5 as well. Big is different though. Plus 100 for the over, minus 120 for the under.
Okay, so it's 10.5. All right, 3-3 in the division. Let's take a look at their schedule.
Okay. So it's gonna be the opposite of the two teams we discussed. So
yeah.
In the NFC South, they host Atlanta and Carolina, and which means they're at New Orleans and at Tampa.
I'll give them again 3-1.
3-1. Okay, so we're 6 wins. AFC East, they host Buffalo and host Miami, which means they're at New England and at the Jets.
I'll give them 3-1.
Really? You think they'll win?
I think at home. You mean at the Jets or New England, right?
So for 3 wins, that means they have to win. They have to. Well, they have to beat
Buffalo and Miami at home.
Yeah, you think they'll beat Buffalo at home? Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, grass field.
Okay, all right. Okay, so 3-1. So we're at
9-5.
9-5. Okay.
And now we go to their 3 games.
The 3 special games are they host Houston, they host Dallas, and they're at the Rams.
I'd say 2-1.
Yeah, it's a shaky 2-1, I think. But
yeah.
2-1, yeah. Depends on Parsons, obviously.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that Parsons is going to be close to 100%.
Yeah, maybe this is one you wait on is see Parsons updates. Because I don't think it's going to move too much.
I'd say wait for the over. I think it's more likely to. What'd you say? The under is minus 120. Yeah, so again, it's more likely to go down to 10 than up to 11 right now.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'll say wait over.
Okay.
So I'm not going to circle that one. It's a wait.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not excited either way on that one. Okay. The last team in the division, we have the Minnesota Vikings, and their number is gonna be the lowest one. Over 8.5 plus 115, and under 8.5 minus 140. And this really depends on which quarterback they get. Yeah, this is could go either way here.
All right, so we've got 3-3 in the division.
Mm-hmm.
Where's their AFC East schedule? Buffalo and Miami at home.
Yeah, Buffalo, Miami
Jets
home, at
Patriots.
Jets, at Patriots. 2-2.
I'm thinking 2-2 or 3-1.
Okay.
I think it's more likely again that they could beat Buffalo and Miami.
Yeah.
And beat the Jets and lose at New England, and win at the Jets.
I would think Buffalo's a favorite in that game.
What's that?
I would think Buffalo's a healthy favorite in that game. It depends which quarterback they get. Minnesota,
Yeah.
So I think this is the toughest one that we've had to call. I think we don't know whether
so far. Yeah. Well, they still like McCarthy, but again, look, if they get someone like. I don't think they would get a Malik Willis because it's in the division. Well, no, he's a free agent, right?
Yeah, he's a free agent, but given how many former Packer execs and coaches are in Miami, I think Miami should be the favorite to sign him.
Yeah,
but who knows? Maybe he goes there. I could see it. Maybe they get Daniel Jones back because he was in Minnesota for a year.
Yeah,
and he's a free agent as well. So he's another one.
I'm still leaning towards. Well, I'm saying Kirk Cousins. They're still talking about Atlanta releasing him.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if he becomes a free agent, is he more likely to sign a lower contract at Atlanta or go back and even get the same numbers that Atlanta's offering, but go back to Minnesota where he's comfortable?
I think Minnesota makes a lot of sense. I think it's either Cousins or Daniel Jones. It's one of them.
I'd feel a lot more comfortable with Cousins because of the history, but I wouldn't be, So I'd be more optimistic.
Yeah.
So I would say that they would have a chance of beating Buffalo. So I'll give them 3.
3. Okay. So we're at 6.
We're 6-4.
Okay. So
and now we go to the
NFC South. We have they host Atlanta and Carolina, and that means they're at New Orleans and at Tampa.
I'll give them 2-2.
Okay.
It'll balance off off a little bit more going with the win over Buffalo.
Okay, so that's 8. We got to 8 so far.
8 and 6, yeah.
And then the 3 special games. They host the Colts, they host the Redskins, and they're at the Niners.
I'll go 2-1, 10 and 7.
Okay, yeah, it's really depends on Jane Daniels and what's going on there.
But they get him at home.
Right, yeah, that's another.
And the defense could take care of Daniels.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so we got to 10 wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna circle it.
And
just a
10
question
wins.
of when to play it. Yeah.
Yeah, and really, I mean, what if they get Burrow? Yeah, I think that would be amazing. I don't think.
Oh
yeah, I don't think it'll happen. But they did.
No, I don't either.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so I'm circling that one as a potential play this week.
Yeah, and think about it this way: they got to 9 wins last year, and they had miserable quarterbacks,
and they had 2.5 games of Browning.
Yeah, well, not Browning.
Not Browning.
What's his name?
Brosmer.
Yeah. Max Brosmer. Brosmer, yeah.
Did he start in the Seattle game where they were shut out?
Yes, he did. Yeah. And then he played against he actually beat the Lions. And then he
Yeah.
played half the game against the Packers at the end of the season, but the Packers were sitting the starters. So they had two and a half games of him. They had McCarthy. They had Wentz. Like you figure they'd have to get better.
They still have a good defense.
Yeah, even if it's
the
McCarthy,
coordinator is back.
Right. Even if it's McCarthy, he has experience now, and so he's going to be better than he was last year by default.
And because of their defense, where do they finish in EPA?
7th, I think.
Keeps them in games.
Yeah. Oh, Flores is terrific.
Yeah.
So we like
this might be one of the best.
Yeah, I think so. And they had a lot of offensive line injuries last year. There was guys coming in and out of the lineup. I don't think there weren't that many games where all.
Also, keep in mind they've made the playoffs in 2 of the last 4 seasons.
Yeah, I like O'Connell. He's a really good coach, I think. So we like that one a lot. I like that. It's probably my second favorite after Carolina.
Well, if you're going over 8.5 and it's plus 115?
115, yeah.
That's a good price.
I think so too. Okay.
For a team that won 9 games this year that had no business winning 9 games.
Yeah, seriously. Now they get the NFC South, so it's you think it'd be better for them too. And they had a second place schedule last year. Okay, let's we have one division left today, and so we'll get to the other 4 next week. We have the AFC South. So we have Houston. They're over and under. It's over 9.5 minus 110. Under 9.5 is also minus 110.
9.5 minus 110 each way.
Yep.
Okay.
Pull up their schedule. So they play the 2 divisions they play are the AFC North and the NFC East. So
okay. Within the division, I think they sweep Tennessee.
Yeah.
If I'm optimistic on them, they split with Jacksonville. And I could see 2-0 against Indiana. Who's the quarterback? Richardson?
Who knows? We don't know. Daniel Jones might resign. I mean, it's Richardson right now. I would assume that they're going to get someone else.
I'm going to say they can go 4-2.
Okay, 4-2 in the division.
Yeah.
Okay. AFC North opponents.
Well, 4-2. Actually, yeah. Conservatively, 4-2.
Mhm.
Aggressively, 5-1.
Yeah.
Sweeping Tennessee, sweeping the Colts, and splitting with Jacksonville. But they could easily split with the Colts and split with Jacksonville. But I still think they sweep Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
So
so.
4-2 is conservative.
Yes, I think so too.
Okay.
Okay. Their home games against the AFC North are Baltimore and Cincinnati. So they're at Cleveland, at Pittsburgh.
Well, at least 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make 3-1 because of their defense.
Okay.
In other words, I have them. Where'd you say their 2 road games are? Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
Yeah. They should be able to win those.
I could see them. Cleveland, the defense, could be a little bit difficult, but I could still see them sweeping one of those 2 teams and splitting with the Bengals and the Ravens.
Yeah.
So that's conservative.
Yeah. So 3. You said so.
So that's 4-2. That's 7-3.
Okay. The NFC East, they host the Cowboys and Giants. They're at the Eagles and at the Redskins.
I'll be conservative and say 2-2.
Okay. So
it could be 3-1.
Yeah.
It could be 9-1. It could be 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so we're at 9-5. Okay.
Okay, and their 3 special games, they're tough. At Green Bay, at the Chargers, home against Buffalo. So they've done well against Buffalo. So poor Buffalo has to go to Houston again.
Yeah. I'll give them one win. I'll give them one of the 3.
Okay, so we get to 10. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that's barely over the 9.5. So we're leaning over.
Yeah. I'll wait on the over.
Yeah. I don't think there's any rush. Okay, let's get to
not mainly, but largely because we don't know what the Indianapolis quarterback situation is going to be.
Yeah, and they're the next team, so this is going to be like Minnesota's going to be tougher. Although we at least know Minnesota's great defense. Colts defense, they have some good players.
They what?
They have some good players, Sauce Gardner, DeForest Buckner, Laiatu Latu. But it's not as good as Minnesota's defense. So,
the other thing is we know that Minnesota has an experienced quarterback.
Yeah, right.
We don't know who will be quarterbacking for the Colts.
Yeah, we have no idea.
I would consider Richardson as inexperienced.
Yeah, he didn't play last year. It just was so weird. Everyone thought that we go back and forth, and he didn't play at all. So, the Colts are over 8.5 plus 105.
Oh, sorry. Okay, hold on. Okay, 8.5
plus 105.
Plus 105.
Mm-hmm.
And that's minus 25.
And the under is 8.5 minus 125. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, how do you think they're doing the division?
I will say 2-4 in the division.
2-4 sounds about right. Okay.
The reason being is that I can see them sweeping Tennessee. They never win in Jacksonville.
Right.
I can see them being swept by Jacksonville and by Houston.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah, it's definitely possible. Okay, so 2 wins we have. Their AFC North teams. They host the Ravens. They host the Bengals. So they're at Pittsburgh, at Cleveland again. Same.
I'll say 2-2.
Okay, 2-2.
That's 4-6.
It's 4-6. NFC East. They host Dallas. They host the Giants. They're at Philly, at Washington.
2-2.
Okay. So it's 6 wins.
Yeah, 6 and 8 with the 3 games.
The 3 games. So they host the Dolphins, but then they're at the Chiefs, at the Vikings.
7-10.
7-10.
I'll give them a win over Miami and losses at KC and Minnesota. 7-10.
7-10. It's a 1.5 win difference. The under 8.5 minus 125. Yeah.
I'm going to circle that because I think that's also one that it's minus 25 on the under, so I might wait a little bit. But not knowing the quarterback situation, but believing the quarterback situation unless they get a Malik Willis or they get Kirk Cousins or something like that. If they get Daniel Jones back, I'll say that's neutral but not bad.
Yeah.
Neutral with a positive with a up arrow rather than a down arrow.
Yeah. Although Jones is coming up to torn Achilles, which is it really hampered Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers when they came back from it. It was such a brutal injury, and he relies so much on his scrambling, unlike those two guys. So that could really impact him. So, we'll see what they do, I guess. Jaguars are over 9.5 plus 100. I think we'll like that one. We'll see. And then under 9.5 is minus 120.
Okay. 4-2 in the division.
Okay. So they in the AFC North, they host the Browns and Steelers, and so they're at Cincinnati and at Baltimore.
3-1.
Really, 3-1. Okay. I would.
What would you have? 2-2.
I would have guessed 2-2.
Well, you said they host. Who do they host?
Cleveland and Pittsburgh,
which I consider to be the two weakest team in the division. So I got that, and then I got them splitting at Baltimore and Cincinnati.
Okay. Yeah, it's either 2-2 or 3-1. I think I don't know. You can go either way, really. So
I'll go 3-1 because I think, especially with the combination of offense and defense they showed this year, they could win all four.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. All right. Yeah. Well, okay, we'll go 3-1. So that's 7 wins.
7-3.
7-3. The NFC East, they host the Eagles and Redskins. They're at the Giants and at Dallas.
I'll go 2-2. I was tempted to go 3-1, but if it improves and they play them on the road, they could lose that one. I think they beat either the. I'm sorry. Who is it? Dallas and Philadelphia at home.
Washington, Philadelphia at home.
Washington, Philadelphia at home. Yeah, I'll go 2-2.
2-2. All right, so that's 9 wins.
9.
Is that correct?
Yeah, 9 wins. 5. Yeah.
And their 3 special games are at Chicago, at Denver, which they won last year, and then they host the Patriots.
Boy, I'd like to say 2-1.
Yeah,
I'm going to be conservative and say 1-1, so I'm getting 10.
10 wins, yeah. So that's barely over.
Even though I like them over.
But then again, the VIG is plus 100 on the 9.5. So
yeah, I'm gonna circle that as an over.
Yeah, I like it. I think they're.
I think they're a legitimate Super Bowl team.
I do too. Yeah, I like them. This year.
In fact, I don't know if we got a chance, but I want to take a look at what you have the MVP odds on Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, we'll look at that right after.
Done with the Titans.
This last team, bringing up the rear, the Tennessee Titans. Their win total is over 6.5 minus 140, under 6.5 plus 115.
I'd like to see how they get there, but let's
yeah.
Do it. I've got them 1-5 in the division. Well,
it's 1 or 2 wins. Yeah.
I'll get because it's such a low number. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and make them 2-4.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so in the AFC North, they host the Browns and Steelers. So they're at Baltimore, at Cincinnati.
1-3.
Okay, so they're 3 wins then.
3-7, yeah.
Okay, in the NFC East, they host the Eagles and Redskins. They're at the Giants and at the Cowboys.
I'll give them 1-3.
1-3 again. I agree. That's 4 wins. So they need to win these last 3 to get to 7.
4-10. Okay.
4-10. They're at Detroit, at the Raiders, and home against the Jets. Could be 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1.
So they're at 6.
6. And the number is 6.5 plus 115. This team stinks.
Yeah, we don't know what kind of improvement, and we still need Ward to show improvement. And who's the coach?
Robert Saleh.
Defense should be improved, but if you can't score, the defense. I'm going to lean under, but I'm going to wait.
Yeah, I would lean under as well. We gave him 2 wins in the division too, so we
Yeah.
were being conservative there. I do like. I like the.
Well, I was being conservative instead of giving it just 1 win.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Conservative toward the under. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We like that. So. Yeah. We.
Yeah. So I'm going to wait on that one.
Okay. So just to recap, these are the ones I wrote down as stronger plays. I'm going to post them here. 1 second. So we have Panthers under. There's no spacing here, unfortunately. Actually, here we go. There's more spacing here. Panthers under 6.5 plus 110. Sorry, plus 100. Vikings. I don't know. It should be over 8.5.
Over 8.5
plus 115.
Plus 115. Yeah.
Yeah. Buccaneers under 8.5 plus 115. Lions over 10.5 minus 130. Jaguars over 9.5 plus 100, and Titans under 6.5 plus 115. And I have a star next to the Colts because we don't know who the quarterback is.
Yeah. Okay. I actually have a wait on the Titans.
Wait. Okay, you have a wait on Titans. Okay.
Well, actually, you know what?
Because you think it might go to 7? I mean, the Vegas.
No. You know what? I'm gonna circle it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. It's plus right now under 6.5.
Yeah, plus 115.
Plus 115. Yeah, I'm gonna do it now because I think Tennessee will be bet down.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
Even though right now the 6.5 minus 140 suggests it's going to go to 7, but it's it's so early that people are going to take a look. What did they win last year? 3 games or 2? 3.
3, yeah.
And one of them they shouldn't have won. Fucking Cardinals. Right?
Yes, they're going to be in my year of the bad beat book, of course.
Yeah.
I can't believe
who are their 3? Oh.
Their 3 wins
games against? No. Who are their 3 special games against? Did we say?
Oh, so let me bring it back up. At Detroit, at the Raiders versus the Jets.
Okay, they played the last team in the Raiders instead of the.
Yeah, and to be even more conservative, we gave them a win over the Raiders too. Is that at the Raiders? Like.
Yeah, but and we gave them a.
Well, the Raiders going to be like minus 2.5 in that game, minus 3.
Did we gave them 2 wins, right?
Yeah, we gave them the wins over the Raiders and Jets. Yeah,
and the Jets. Yeah, okay, that's how we got to 6.
Mm-hmm.
And the Detroit game is the Detroit is a very confident. The Detroit is play on the Lions and Survivor.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Unless someone fumbles or drops the ball close to the goal line.
Yeah, goal line, yeah.
Yeah, and then the quarterback gets hit in the helmet with the ball, and then they kick the ball in the end zone. I can't believe what happened in that game. I still can't believe it. Anyway.
By the way, that's another one for your bad beats. We didn't talk about that one.
The Titans-Cardinals game? Yeah, I'm going to write.
Right, I don't think we talk about that one.
I'm going to write like 3,000 words on that game.
I mean, that was the bad beat of the year.
Yeah, I actually had a discussion about that last night, whether the bad beat of the year was the Rams-Eagles or the Titans-Cardinals, and I think
Titans-Cardinals, exactly.
Yeah.
Number one, you were talking about the playoff game bad beat versus one that not only cost you a point spread cover, cost you Survivor.
Yep. Oh no, I meant Rams-Eagles for week 3 when Jordan Davis returned. So which one was worse, that one or the Titans-Cardinals? I think it was Titans-Cardinals.
I think it's Titans-Cardinals, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was you had it's interesting because they're both bad beats, but they're a little different bad beats. The Cardinals' bad beat is because they lost on like a play that you never see.
Yeah. I've seen it, 4 times? 4 times in the last 20 years?
If that.
Yeah.
You're talking about with the thing into the end zone?
They dropped the ball. I can. It's like the 4 horsemen of dropped balls.
And there was that the drop pass that would have been a touchdown, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you had 2 plays. Well, you see drop down passes occasionally, but then when you combine it with that fumble recovered by the offensive team and all that, or whatever it was, it was the offensive team, wasn't it? They
Yeah,
kicked it in the end zone for this. Yeah,
the Titans recover the ball in the end zone. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So I think that is worse than the Eagles Rams. What made the Eagles Rams? Well, here's my reasoning. Okay, the bad beat. Okay, cost Arizona a win and a cover. The Eagles' bad beat just cost them the cover. Just cost the Rams the cover.
Well, they were yeah.
In a game they were leading the whole way. They were leading the whole way. 26-7.
Right. They had they were going for the field goal to win.
Yeah.
So who knows? They would have made the field goal, right? You don't know if they would have made it. But yeah.
Well, no. They even if they got blocked, then the block had to be returned for the touchdown.
I think the Eagles were up at that point. I think they were up by like 1 or 2.
I think it was 26, 25, I think, because wasn't it 31-25?
I have it right here.
31.
It was 33-26. Okay, so it was tied.
27. It was 27. 26.
It's 27-26.
Yeah, they didn't kick the extra point because the last play of the game, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So the Rams were down 1. They were trying to win by 2, and yes. So Jordan Davis returned it, which I maintain one of the dumbest plays you'll ever see, because what if he fumbles the ball or drops the ball? Everyone on the Eagles was right there with him. They were running it. If he drops the ball or fumbles it, the Rams scoop it up, and there's no one to tackle the Rams player. Like no one.
No, but I'm saying that the Eagles they had the bodyguards around them.
Yeah.
Running into the end zone.
Well, I'm just saying that like what if he dropped the ball like DeMarcado? That I think that would be the all-time dumbest play of all time. Yeah, that's
got a lot of competition for that, but
well, it's an irrelevant play, because if he just falls on it, the game's over.
Yeah.
And so just running it back nonsensically in the first place is stupid. But to drop the ball shy of the goal line on a play that's unnecessary, and then you lose.
Oh yeah, but you're not. First of all, instincts take over.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if I would think that if he was close to being tackled, his teammates would have said, "Go down, go down, go down."
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I think the reason why I would and in your book, in addition to using the thing in your introduction that I mentioned before, that you could use the reason why this was the worst bad beat of the year is because it knocked out so many people. I can probably get you the number. I got it somewhere in the Survivor contest that week. That never should have been knocked out.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, absolutely. I should. It knocked me out of some Survivor pools.
Knocked me out too.
Yeah.
In fact, you want to write that chapter this coming week while it's fresh in your mind.
It'll be fresh in my mind forever.
Well, the anger, yeah, but it's really fresh in your mind now.
Yeah, I anticipate at least 3,000 words on that game. Yeah. I had, like I told you before we started recording.
What's that about? 6 pages?
Probably, yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, in size 12 font, my Rams Eagles playoff game was let's see, it was how many words? 1,000 words, and that was 2.5 pages.
Okay, so 3,000 words would be 2.5.
Yeah, about 7.5 pages. Or so.
Yeah, 7.5. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it'll be that long.
Well, 3,000 is three times.
3 times 2.5.
2.5, 7.5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way,
mention another half page, because I'm sure there are going to be a lot of exclamation point, dash, asterisk. Either that, or you're just going to fill out the curse words for a half page.
Yeah, I know.
Spaced like every 3 sentences.
Yeah. I'm going to quote you, by the way.
You can. By the way, I want to find out if there's a town somewhere. I want to find out if there's a town somewhere named Effin.
Effin?
So that Arizona has moved to Effin, because they're now the Effin Cardinals.
What a dumb game that was. I'm
going to just cure. Okay, hold on a second here. Okay, Google. Is there a town anywhere in the United States called Effin, Effin, or the way that Walt will spell it, EPHF?
Officially named effing in the United States.
No, not okay, Google. No.
Used as an adjective. Would you like me to look for towns with similar sounding names?
I asked you for okay, Google. I asked you for a town with similar sounding. I'd not say effing, Effin, Effin.
There is no town named Effin or effing in the United States. However, there is a village in Ireland called Effin, County Limerick.
Even better because the NFL wants to go international.
That's the whole reason Roger
There
Goodell
you go.
wants to go overseas.
There you go. There's your thing. Arizona is becoming the first international team. It's moving to Effin, Ireland.
Effin Ireland. I like
it. They will be known as the Effin Cardinals.
Just haven't played there every game. Oh man, yeah. The by the way, the four horsemen of the drop ball apocalypse were the Deshaun Jackson, Jonathan Taylor, Amari DiMercato, and Anani Mitchell.
You could put I think one of the people with first Leon Lett in the Super Bowl, wasn't he the first one that gets recognized the most for doing that?
Yeah, that's so long ago.
Was that the one where Don Beebe knocked it out? I think. In the Super Bowl,
I don't know. That's so long ago, though.
Or was I don't know if that was Leon Lett. Leon Lett, I think, was doing this thing in the snow or something.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving game. Yeah.
I think Beebe caught somebody at the end.
Yeah. And of course he had the miracle at the Meadowlands with the.
Yes, Joe Pisarcik.
Right. Yeah.
That was the one, I believe, if I recall correctly, where it introduced the kneel down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he would think they'd start kneeling down. Yeah,
I'm gonna ask my friend Google here, so everybody can hear the answer here. Let me. Okay, Google, I'm going to give you a relatively simple question to answer for me. The miracle at the Meadowlands, where Joe Pisarcik fumbled when trying to hand off to Larry Zonka. Is that the play that caused NFL teams to kneel down without the quarterback doing anything other than kneeling down to end games in which they were ahead?
Yes, that play directly led to the NFL formalizing the kneel down victory formation to prevent similar catastrophes. Key impact. The error instead of
Okay, we all know the key impact.
Yeah,
but that was not the first bad beat ever, but it was certainly a bad beat.
Oh yeah, you would, of course, yeah. You would think so. That's funny.
I mean that's more of a bad beat than the Deshaun Watson punt return.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson rather. Yeah, Deshaun Jackson. Not Deshaun Watson. He hasn't done that yet, but
not yet.
Deshaun Jackson, because I mean punt returns happen.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Quarterback fumbling when he's trying to end the game because he's trying to hand it off and having it returned for a touchdown. I mean, if he handed it off, if he fumbled to Larry Zonka, and Zonka fell on the ball, we never talk about that play again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's absolutely.
And we probably don't get the kneel down as a result. We might, as they would have noticed. Why didn't he just, why did he risk the handoff? Because it could have been recovered and returned when in fact it was, but I don't know if it would have had the same impact as if it had happened where Zonka fell on the ball and the game's over.
Right. Yeah. That punt return, I won't forget Tom Coughlin yelling at the punters like, "I told you not to kick to him."
Yeah.
So that was funny. You said you wanted to see MVP odds.
Yeah, we'll do listen on Trevor Lawrence and just what the top 10 are or something like that. Let's see here.
Okay, the top 10. This is according to DraftKings. Josh Allen plus 550, Lamar Jackson plus 650, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and Drake May all 10-1. Dak Prescott's 13-1, Matthew Stafford 14-1, Jordan Love 15-1, Caleb Williams 15-1, and then the next few: Brock Purdy 18-1, Jaden Daniels 20-1, and Trevor Lawrence 20-1.
And what is Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert is just mentioned it, I think. Didn't I? 10-1.
No, was he? Okay, I must have missed that one.
10-1, yeah.
I was still thinking about that fumble.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, the one in the end zone with the Ireland Cardinals.
the effing Cardinals, yeah. I'm gonna see if we get any different numbers on FanDuel. So Josh Allen 6-1, Lamar Jackson 7-1, 7.5-1, Drake May 8.5-1, Burrow 10-1, Justin Herbert 11-1 here, so a little bit better.
Okay.
Mahomes 11-1, Prescott 13, Stafford 14, Love 15, Lawrence 15 here, so much better on DraftKings. Caleb Williams 16, Brock Purdy 20, and Jane Daniels 20. Let's go back to DraftKings because I think we had more better numbers
what
there.
was Caleb Williams? I don't think did you mention him on DraftKings?
15-1.
Yeah, there he is, 15-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's another one to consider.
You think so?
Well, we saw how he was a phenomenally better quarterback under Ben Johnson than he was with Mr. Eberflus.
No.
He made tremendous progress this year, and you have to wonder if he might not get even better with whatever additional time. I mean, look, they got some good receivers. They got good runners.
Good line.
There's good weapons there. Good line. That he could have an even better year, especially since he learned to not take sacks. What did he go from like 60 something down to 30 something?
Yeah, it was remarkable. And I think
I've got that here.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
as you do that, I think you could tie in our over/under picks to these MVP candidates because obviously, if we think a team with a high win total is going to go over, like the Ravens, for example, and Jaguars, then it makes sense to bet those. Now, Lamar Jackson's number is not great, plus 650, but Trevor Lawrence is 20-1, and that looks really appealing because he was great in the second half of the year. And that was only the first year in that system under.
Not only that, you had a rookie head coach who had never been a head coach before.
Yep.
You had perhaps the best offensive coordinator in the game at the time. Now it's the head coach and play caller. And you took a guy who was a number one draft choice coming out of college, and did not live up to that billing in the first year, partly due to bad coaching, because they weren't able to correct him with his sack issue. Let me just see something here, because I've got where is it here? Caleb Williams. Let me see his career. Okay, he went from 60. Oh, but even better than I thought. 68 sacks as a rookie. 24 sacks this past year. That's a phenomenal improvement.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You rarely see that in the course of 1 year. Now, the argument could likely be made, and I would understand it, that he's due to regress this year. But let's say he goes down to like 35 or 40 sacks. It's not terrible.
Right.
It's probably about average.
Yeah. That's true.
So
Drake May took 22 sacks in 4 playoff games.
Yeah. What did he take during the regular season? Let me see what I can find.
With all those easy opponents, you'd think not too many. Plus, his left tackle was healthy in the regular season for the most part. Well,
let me see. Drake May's season. Let me see where his Drake May career. Started 13 games in his rookie year. Was sacked 34 times.
Okay.
And he played 4 more games as a starter and was sacked 47 times this past year.
Oh, higher than I thought. Okay.
Yeah, higher than I thought, because 34, and let's say you increase it by 10%, even 20%, that's only about 7.
Yeah.
So we got 34 to 41 because you went from 13 to 17, so you basically increase it by a third. Maybe it does come a little closer to 47.
Yeah, well, we know what they have to do. They have to fix the offensive line.
Yeah.
You could just say that about a lot of teams in the NFL. No, I think Lawrence is my favorite bet here at 20-1.
I like Lawrence. I like Caleb Williams. I like Herbert if he stays. If they fix that offensive line, Harbaugh really loves the kid.
He does, yeah. And remember, you can get 11-1 on FanDuel instead of 10-1 here.
Yeah, and I want to see what it is over at like Westgate and Circa.
Okay.
You know what? I can see that right now. You know what? I'm gonna just take a little chance here and see if they have it. Because, FanDuel and DraftKings, they put everything out nice and early, which makes sense for anyone to do because, nobody knows anything right now. So the Westgate is putting out a risk, is at a risk, and the players are at a risk. The difference is, and perhaps the potential edge for the sports book, is they have some idea of how the public bets this stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So they know that teams that draw a lot of hype, etc. Like they know that Josh Allen is going to be the. Let's see if I get this in here.
Yeah, and I would say Josh Allen should have won this year.
Well, how badly did those late season turnovers hurt him?
Yeah, that's fair. I just think that if you replace him with an average quarterback, that team wins 4 games.
I don't know. I don't know if they win 4 games, but I don't see them winning more than 7 or 8. Because remember, they probably still beat the Jets and Dolphins.
Well, they did,
even though they split with the Dolphins.
Yeah. So they
okay,
still
NFL AP MVP. Okay, here at Westgate, Herbert is 10-1.
Okay.
Lawrence is 15-1. Caleb Williams 16-1.
Okay, so the Caleb number is better than what we've seen, but Lawrence 20-1 by far is the best number.
I'm going to do one more thing here because I respect the book, and I'm going to do Circa.
Okay, we'll see.
So they did have it. Let me see if I remember my password. Yeah, this one I do. Okay, wagering, pro football. They only have the odds to win the championship.
Oh wow!
They do not. Surprised they don't because they're usually pretty progressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they probably it also may be a case, and I can understand that, and they are in a few states, but they probably get nowhere near the action outside of Vegas or Nevada that DraftKings and FanDuel does year round.
Oh yeah.
They're probably working on not quite yet, but they'll start next week with the draft. Combine starts, I think, Tuesday?
I think I thought it was 2 weeks from now. No, 2016.
I thought. Well, no, it's remember, March 1st is a week from Monday.
Oh, yeah, February 23rd to March 2nd. So the on-field drills are February 26th, so a week from today. So next Thursday they start. So we'll have to
next Friday.
February 26th. February 26th.
Today is the 18th.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Well, that's.
I'm sorry. You know what? I was thinking today's Thursday.
Yeah.
Right. Today's Wednesday. Yeah. Tomorrow's the 19th and the 26th of Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. It's still technically Wednesday for you, but it's Thursday for me now. So that's
okay.
That was the confusion.
I was being generous and taking your point of view. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
That's why I came up with Thursday. Yeah. But no. Yeah. A week from today to tomorrow. A week from today for you. A week from tomorrow for me.
Sure. Yeah. For an hour and 24 minutes.
For an hour 24 minutes. But
right.
So I want to take a look and see how other places in Vegas have these MVP odds out. I don't know if any of them. You know what? I didn't check it because I was only looking for MVP. I'm almost certain Westgate does not have it out yet because I know they have several things out.
What are you looking for?
The season wins that just came out.
Okay.
I'm doubting that they have it. Let me see what they do have out for pro football. Super Bowl early line is NFC minus 2.5, 49.5. Super Bowl futures they have the NFL conference to win the conferences AFC, NFC. Mm-hmm. The MVP, AP MVP.
Okay.
And then the thing that I think you've been clamoring for, the Grey Cup futures.
Of course. I used to bet CFL a long time ago.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I did bet at one. I told you. I made one CFL bet last year, and I lost on a Rouge in overtime.
I actually bet during COVID. I think it was during COVID. I bet Australian rules football.
Okay, I bet South Korean baseball during COVID.
And it was either that year or the following year that my favorite team won the Australian football. The Collingwood Magpies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
I'm still trying to find a good T-shirt for them.
Oh, yeah, maybe we'll decide.
I actually ordered online from Australia a CD with the theme songs for all of the various teams.
Oh, really? That's funny. Yeah, those are dark times during COVID.
I got to get a life. Except I'm enjoying the one I have right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, if you like what you're doing, like, why would you get a life? You know, it's during COVID, we had South Korean baseball started.
Right. That I think was one of the first ones to start.
Yeah, they started 5:30 a.m. Their lineup announcements were at 5 a.m. So you have to wait till 5 a.m. and then build your DraftKings lineup on South Korean baseball, which was very difficult because most of the players are named Park or Kim, and you just
I was going to say, you got to differentiate between 10 different players with the same last name,
right?
And 5 of them with the same first name.
I know it was a nightmare.
And then as long as you knew the teams.
Right, and then golf started, so that was that was better. So, and
I actually remember in the early, I think it was the first season of the New York Mets, just 1962, when they set what had been the worst record of all time, and they had 2 Bob Millers, Bob L. Miller and Bob G. Miller.
Is it?
Fortunately, they were relief pitchers, so you didn't have to worry about putting them in your lineup.
Did you? What about the 99 Saints who had Billy Joe Hobart and Billy Joe Tolliver?
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. And then they had
or how about Josh Allen of the Jags and Josh Allen of the Bills?
Yeah, well, Josh Allen of the Jags changed his name, I think, probably because of that.
Oh, did he? What did he change it to?
Josh Hines Allen.
Oh, I thought you could have gone with Joshua.
Yeah, he could have done that. I don't know. So I don't know where Hines.
Or he could have made Josh's middle name and his first name would be not that.
wrong Allen.
Yeah, not that Josh Allen.
different Josh Allen. Yeah.
He's going to be traded. He's going to be traded to the effing Cardinals and to play every game in Europe.
Right. Yeah. There's there's 2 Mike Florios, like the guy from Pro Football Talk.
One is called. I think one is the one on NBC is Michael F. Florio.
F. Florio. Yeah.
That's a distinction.
Yeah. I think the worst one is the Ravens reporter whose name's Jerry Sandusky, except it's a G. Except it's a G, Jerry, instead of a J, Jerry. And he said that he got like hate for it. He's like, I'm not the Penn State coach. Please don't.
Well, since it's a G, he should go by the name Gerald
Sandusky. Yeah.
Gerald Sandusky.
Yeah. There's
especially because it's with a G.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of Epstein. A lot of
or Geraldo.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of Jeffrey Epstein. In fact,
I'd have to say there's probably a dozen of them in New York.
Yeah, right. And there's actually a crazy mix-up. I heard Jeffrey Epstein's brother is named Mark, so there's a Mark Epstein. There's also a Mark Epstein photographer, like a journalist photographer. And he photographed Tony Hawk's wedding, which took place in Fiji.
Mark Epstein did, but the
Mark Epstein, not the Jeffrey Epstein brother,
not the brother, right? Yeah.
Right, another Mark Epstein. And so someone saw that Tony Hawk was getting photographed on an island, and they saw that the photograph was by Mark Epstein, and so they linked Tony Hawk to Epstein, and they're like, he had his wedding on Epstein Island. And Tony Hawk's like, I've never been to Epstein Island. I got my wedding in Fiji. It's crazy that
I wonder if he ended up at one of those 3 million files or whatever.
Oh, everyone is in those files.
No, I mean Mark Epstein, the photographer.
Mark, yeah.
I'm sure Mark Epstein, the brother, is in there in some capacity, some reference.
Yeah. There's just random emails in there too. There's this band called All That Remains, and they were in the Epstein files because Epstein got junk email saying like, hey, like download All That Remains music or something. And so
you mean Jeffrey Epstein got that?
Jeffrey Epstein, yeah, Jeffrey Epstein got junk mail saying download All That Remains music. So it's pretty crazy. Like you can get a lot of weird searches in there. So,
well, did you try doing it, or is this stuff you read?
I heard. Yeah, I read it. I read about it. Yeah. So I didn't. It's too much. I'm trying to write a book here and cover the NFL.
You're trying to what?
trying to write a book here and cover the
yeah.
NFL and deal with two kids. It's a lot.
Well, I just gave you another chapter with the Cardinals, and you would have
no. I'm gonna quote you.
I thought you were going. Yeah, I thought you were going to say that you wanted to search through it to make sure your name's not in there.
Oh, actually, someone searched for me because I get hate.
Search for your name in the documents.
Yes. Yeah. So I get hate, obviously, as most people do. And then someone was like, "I'm gonna search your name," and the Epstein files. Like, okay, go ahead.
You know what your answer is?
Yeah.
If it's there, it's redacted.
That's true.
No, seriously, I wonder how many people named Jeffrey Epstein get that kind of mail.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Even though the Jeffrey Epstein is dead, people probably would still.
Yeah. Well, there's conspiracy theories that he's alive. I don't know if I believe them, but like they there's a photograph of him walking around Israel, but like it was AI. So I don't.
I mean, you cannot. I don't like to use the word trust because that may not be correct, but you really can't. You cannot be absolutely 100% certain that you are looking at the real thing.
You can't.
In reading the real thing. Yeah.
Yeah. These AI pictures have gotten so good. You just can't. Yeah. A couple years ago, you could tell. Not anymore.
Well, remember that one? I don't know if we talked about it last week. Remember that one that was floating around after the conference championship games, where they showed that graphic that supposedly was out there in September of the NFL with all the players, and they had Sam Darnold and Drake May, the two quarterbacks, were up at the very front next to each other. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I got to believe that's fake.
Of course. Yeah, I would think so too. Yeah. And people are like, "Oh, they knew." It's like, come on.
Yeah. Well, by the way, if I still recall, you can change the date on your computer, right?
Yeah.
So someone who said, "Oh, it was September 25th, 2025," right after the start of the season, could have put the picture on their screen, changed their date to September 25th, 2025, snap the picture, and say, "Oh no, here it is. It shows September 25th."
Yeah.
You can do a lot that you really can't be absolutely 100% certain of anything except what you do. But if you try to explain it to somebody, they don't know that you could be absolutely certain because maybe you did something.
Yeah, they'd be like, that's just
the
AI,
picture you took or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is really, and as you heard with my little demonstration with my conversation with Mr. GOO, I don't want to say it, or it'll answer that. It comes up with a lot of wrong information, misleading information, or information unrelated to the topic that you queried.
Yeah.
And if you don't know any better, okay, you would not know that you were given bad information.
Yeah. Yeah, because it reads off the internet, and if it reads off the internet, if people post wrong things, it'll read the wrong things.
Yeah,
it doesn't know.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, and it sounds funny, but they're programmed because I get it very often when I point out a mistake to Google.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, phone. It comes back to me and says, "Thank you for correcting me. You are absolutely correct. Yeah. Here's the actual results," and they give me the results that I expected to hear.
Yeah.
But I do that with stuff I know. With stuff I'm not sure of, and I want to get validation. If it comes back with the right thing that I think it is, I'm still not positive of it, but I feel a lot better about it. But I would say probably, and this is not an exaggeration, this is pretty literal, not figurative, probably at least 50 and probably closer to 60% of the time when I am absolutely certain of an answer because I saw the event or I was at the event, okay? It was on TV or whatever, it comes back with the incorrect information.
Yeah. It does. It'll get better.
One example was, it'll get better because I do so many damn queries of it. I give it correct information and it apologizes to me. No, one example was I wanted to go when Alabama was an underdog in, I think it was their game against Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I made a query and I have it in my database that they were an underdog like in 2008 or 2007 and 2015. I queried it and said, when was the last time that the Alabama football team was an underdog?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And or an underdog of more than 4 points, I think it was, because they've been underdogs in recent years to Georgia. And they said last time Alabama was more than a 4-point underdog was in 2002 against Auburn. And I knew that was wrong because I went to my database, and I've been tracking these games for 35 years or more, actually. And it was like in 2016. I want to say they were an underdog to. No. What they said was the last time that that Alabama was an underdog of more than 4 points was in 2016. I forget what it was again. I said, and something like that. The actual answer was back in 2005. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And I then requeried it and mentioned, well, my understanding is the last time that they were in this situation was 2005. And they went back and they looked at it and said, you are correct. The last time Alabama was such and such was October 15th, 2005 against South Carolina or something like that.
Yeah.
Before Nick Saban.
Of course.
So ridiculous. But I mean, that's the problem with that. Now forget about the fact that they, totally clean out of town that these facilities for the AI equipment is, taking over the city's water supply. Okay, which is a different issue, especially for places in California and Nevada. I think we're getting one here, if I remember correctly. But the problem is, I can envision the day where, and they're talking about AI taking over, where a doctor is going to get his doctor's license because he went to the University of AI or something like that.
I know. It's dark times are ahead for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's something to be scared of. It really is.
I know.
Because you don't know if and think of it now. In the next 25 years, it's not going to be terrible.
Yeah.
But after that, as it becomes more commonplace, people are going to say, "Well, AI is now nearly perfect. I don't have to worry about it." It's been around for 45 years at that point.
Right. Yeah.
And they're still going to make mistakes.
That's right.
One, and the other thing, AI cannot use human judgment.
Yeah.
They can't. I mean, they're trying to, but no two individuals look at things the same way. So the programmer who programs and designs the AI, you might have a whole bunch of different connections, but you and I could say two different things about a football game or something. And then we can respond emotionally different to certain events.
Yeah.
You might call them the effing Cardinals. I might call them the effing Cardinals. And now I can, because there's a town in Ireland named Effin. Yep. But the point is that AI is going to be, we got to be very, very careful. It's the same thing with electronic vehicles that are blowing up all the time.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's,
and the fact that, it's going to take a while for them to have enough charging stations along interstate highways. And I don't have an electric vehicle. I never cared to have one.
Me neither.
But I don't know how long it takes to charge. But I mean, if you're driving 300 miles from, let's say you're driving, I'm going to say about 700 miles from Vegas to San Francisco, you can't do it on one charge.
Yeah, you can't.
So what are you going to do? Sit on the highway for the 3 hours or whatever it takes to charge? I don't know. I don't know how long it takes to charge. Fully charged anyway.
I when I walk my dog at night, like some of the houses here, they have the cars charging in the driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
probably goes overnight or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Now at the same time, technology figures to get better, so that if it takes 3 hours to charge now, and 10 years it'll take an hour and a half or something.
Oh yeah. Oh sure. I'm sure
they'll improve the technology, but
it's just
artificial intelligence is. I actually use, I was using something, it's not quite artificial intelligence, but I've been using it for in my handicapping for close to 30 years. And it's nothing really more than a decision tree where I want to try and determine the probability of a team winning against such and such. So I designed a program which would ask is the team at home or on the road? And I would assign +1 for a team at home and -1 for a team on the road. And then, how would you rate the quarterback? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Okay. If you rated him 4, I would ask, how does he do that? It'd be just basically a huge decision tree. And at the end of the 10 or 15 variables, I would say that, okay, Team A had, 95 points and Team B had, 86 points. And so I would translate, the 95 and the 86, 95 out of 181 and 86 out of 181 to percentages. And I would then convert that to a money line.
Right.
A money line and a point spread.
Yeah. That's pretty good. But
then again, well, it's been okay. But accuracy depends upon the accuracy of the information that goes in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And what goes in is, how important how do I weight each variable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's like I come up with game values for every college and pro football game.
Mm-hmm.
It's based upon the final score. I think it's rushing yards, passing yards, total yards, turnovers.
Okay. And
then it's a question of how much weight do I give to the final score? How much weight do I give to the rushing yards? How much weight do I give? I think I give like maybe 25% to the final score. I may give 25% to the total yards, which gets up to 50 something. Let's say it's 25 and 25 is 50.
Mm-hmm.
I may give then 15% for rushing yards, 15% and 20% for turnovers or something like that. That adds up to 100.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes up with so it's kind of like rescoring or something, if you will. It's based upon yardage. I could add yards per play in there, as far as a variable and all that. And then I basically come up with a comparison so that I can use that as far as developing a power rating based on that. Do you know the name Kenny White?
Yeah.
Okay, handicapper, odds maker,
yeah.
A player better here in Vegas. He they do a show here. It's going on hiatus till the summer, but they do it all football season. From Dom DeMarco's, a pizza and Italian restaurant over on the west side of town. Jim Feist does sponsors the show or hosts the show, co-hosts the show, and they had him on, I think. And Ken and his daughter, who's also very good in handicapping, Alex, they were on today. And we were talking about Seattle. They were talking about Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And Ken goes, I had, he was kind of like me. He said, I had Seattle rated as my top team in the league back in October when they were 30-1 to make the Super Bowl. And I can't believe I didn't bet the game. I didn't bet the Super Bowl because he's actually, and he used to do a lot in both, but he's now shied away from the NFL per se to concentrate more on college football where he excels.
Okay.
So I think he said like he did not watch many NFL games this year. He still did the power rating. He only made a couple of bets, I think, all year. But he did. But if he wanted to bet, he had all the information in front of him.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, to do that, and it's a good podcast. You can go, YouTube and take a look at Proline. Dom DeMarco's, DOMDEMARCO. Yeah,
okay.
Apostrophe S. That's the name of the restaurant, and they've been doing. They've been doing. I think the only other week they missed this year, since back in August, was the week between the conference championship games and the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And they have different handicappers. A lot of people will recognize them. A lot of people in Vegas will, but a lot of people outside of it. I've been on the show. Mark Lawrence has been on the show. Fezzik has been on the show.
Okay. Let's check that out.
Hold on just a second, okay? Hold on.
Yeah. Well, the phone's ringing. You can hear the phone. All right. So while Andy's away, we'll look at actually some of these odds are not here anymore. We'll have to refresh the page. I did want to point out that Tom liked Tyler Shuck as a long shot on 100-1. He mentioned that on Friday. I like, it's okay. It's worth a long shot, I guess. Like 100-1.
What's that? 100-1?
Tom liked Tyler Shuck a long shot 100-1 for MVP.
Oh, did he tell you who he liked in the Super Bowl?
No.
I listened part. I didn't listen to the whole show on Friday. I listened to part of it.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he made a pick. I don't know.
Yeah.
He
That was my landline. I'm going to call someone back in about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. We
hit 3 hours. We hit 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could probably end the show. You have a call. It's 2 a.m. here, so have still some work to do. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get to the next. You get the East and the West divisions next week. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully, we'll find some other good plays.
Evan's going to be in with you tomorrow.
No, Evan's taking off this month. He'll be back March.
For March Madness.
For March Madness, yeah. Tomorrow.
Does he do anything in the conference tournaments?
Yeah, he does the live betting. So actually,
okay, that starts March 2nd, by the way, just to let you know.
Yeah, he said he'll be on the first Thursday in March. So
okay.
that kind of adds up. Tomorrow we're gonna have 2 new guests, sort of. They are one's been on before. They're basically going to they're in a fantasy league together, and they have a lot of varying opinions there. And as they said, they have a lot of arguments about the NFL, and they want it settled on the show. So I guess I'm the arbiter, I guess, and anyone in the comments, if you want to chime in, that's what we'll be doing on Thursday. And then Friday, Tom will be back.
What kind of arguments?
Like who's the better quarterback between player X, player Y?
That's for fantasy purposes.
No, I think it's real life purposes. Real life purposes.
Or both.
Yeah. I forget what one. One of the guys told me he told me one of the arguments someone made or something, and it sounded nonsensical. But I wish I could remember what it was. It'll come up tomorrow. So
you should have a third guest.
A third guest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mia Khan.
Yeah. I'm sure she want to come on. We'll see. Anyway, yeah. So we'll have that show tomorrow with Tom. I think Tom will come on Friday. We'll see. And then next week we go back to normal. Same thing next week. I think gonna have Charlie Campbell on the show sometime next week, either probably Thursday
with the combine.
Yeah, combine, and also
you said he's not going this year, correct?
No, he'll be there. He'll be in Indianapolis. But we're banned from the combine. So he'll be talking to the people after the combine, which is when you get the best information.
In the evenings around the bar and all that.
Yeah. When everyone's loose and at the bar. Yeah. So that's
does he have long hair or short hair?
Who, Charlie?
Or do you need to be credentialed to get in there, I guess?
To get into the building, you need to get in the building. You need to be credentialed to get to
he couldn't just show up with a disguise.
No, no, you need to be credentialed, unfortunately. So yeah, that one works. So yeah, Charlie will be on. I'm going to try to get Charlie on, I should say, in next week. So at some point. Otherwise, thanks guys for watching and listening.
And by the way, Roger Goodell is pretty stupid if he banned you, because whatever publicity the NFL gets is good publicity, and you're a good source of publicity.
Yeah, I mean, he has soft skin, he just he doesn't like to be criticized, and I'm not the only one who's been banned. Dave Portnoy is banned from the Super Bowl.
No, most people don't like to be criticized, but they also don't make bad business decisions.
Yeah, right. That's definitely true. So
I mean, get as much people talking about it as possible. You bring new fans into the game, who will get involved, and now especially since they have connections with FanDuel and DraftKings and all these other places, that's more revenue, because the NFL, I'm sure, gets a nice, generous portion of all the business that these places do. Especially
I'm gonna
advertise with them.
Whenever Roger Goodell tweets, I'm gonna quote tweet him every time. Be like, can we get unbanned from the combine? I do that. I've done that like once or twice. I feel like I should do that every time.
Have you gotten a reply?
No, not at all. But if Dave Portnoy could get unbanned from the Super Bowl, maybe we can get unbanned from the combine.
Has he gotten unbanned, or you don't know?
Yeah, Portnoy got unbanned for the Super Bowl. He actually did what I proposed. He tweeted it out. He's like, "Hey, am I still banned from the Super Bowl?" And then he got unbanned. So
who unbanned him?
Like Goodell, I think. So he responds to Portnoy.
Why did
maybe
they
we'll
ban?
respond
Why
to
did they ban him for the first time? Why did they ban him?
I forget. I don't know. I think he criticized Goodell. I think
Well, that's what you did. So you ought to say, you set the precedent with Dave Portnoy.
Right. Yeah, I know. Seriously. Anyway,
and then you know what you say? You send him when he responds to you because it's a legitimate question,
mm-hmm.
and he says, "No, we're not lifting your ban," and you say, "You effing hypocrite."
Right. Go to effing Ireland.
Yeah, so you can ban me again.
Right. You're still a douche, Goodell. It's the word that got me.
You might as well. You know what? Be humble, apologize, whatever, and maybe he'll unban you.
I don't want to apologize. I don't care about being banned for that. I really don't care. We get better info outside of the building. What's Charlie going to do? Like show up like, hey, which teams did you talk to? Like it's the same question every time. It's a waste. I always thought that was so stupid. Those interviews, like there's no point to it.
Which interviews?
The players get at the combine. It's the same question.
Oh, I thought he goes in there to like watch some of the the not the interviews necessarily, but the timing and
the drills.
The drills and all that.
You could do it on TV.
Yeah, except the TV doesn't always show you all the drills that you want to see because there's so much going on at the same time.
That's true. But at the same time, he could just talk to his sources afterward and be like, "Hey, who was the best here?" And
you may want to concentrate. He may want to concentrate on like looking at certain positions or something. For what he's going to report to you guys.
Yeah.
And you can do that more in person than you can if you're watching on TV. Or you may, you get in a conversation, you may not forget you had the question.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a big deal either way, other than there are benefits that could be gleaned from that, because you do have more access that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or you could always lie and say I'm no later affiliated with Walter Football. Or does that not matter? Well, he'd have to have the credentials of whoever he's working with.
Yeah, he'd have to be working for a website or newspaper or something. So yeah, that's anyone working with me, he would ban. So
well, maybe you can start a new website that's not called Walter Football.
It's other Walter Football.
I was going to say Walter Basketball.
Walter Basketball. Yeah. Yeah, Walter F ball.
Wallet, yeah, F ball. Yeah, that's probably what you would say.
WaltFootball.com.
No, you could give something without the name Walt. You could say, something along the lines of, Philadelphia football.
Yeah, something like that.
PHOOTBALL.
Yep. Yeah,
or if you really want to be creative, PHOOTBAWL.
I was going to say BUL.
Football, yeah.
Football, yeah.
Well, football with the BAWL because you're always crying over bad beats or something like that.
Yes.
So, no, but I'm saying you create another website. And now, did your website when you were accredited, did your website have to do anything special to get the credentials?
No, you just have to apply for it. No, you don't have to do anything.
I mean, now how long had you been going before you were banned?
We never went necessarily. When Charlie got hired by me, he applied. He applied a couple years later, I think, in 2013, I think.
So it goes back quite a distance, quite a ways.
Oh yeah. It was from the Ray Rice instance. That's why Goodell banned me.
Right. But was that like after what, a year or two or something? After Charlie went.
No, I think it was 2013. 2013 is the first year, I think.
That he went.
That he got banned, yeah.
Oh no! How long had he been going before?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I should don't know if he had been going, because if he went, it would have been with the publication that he worked with before me, because he used to work for Pewter Report. So I don't know if he went with Pewter Report. I actually don't know.
Oh, so in other words, he never went.
Oh, he might have gone. I don't know if he.
No. He never went while he was affiliated with you.
Right. Yeah. Never.
So what I'm saying is that did you get banned before Charlie joined you?
No, I got banned in 2013, so that was a couple years after Charlie joined. Charlie joined 2011, I think, but
Oh,
he didn't.
okay.
Yeah, he didn't apply until 2013, and he got rejected, and he didn't know why, and he asked people around the league office, and then someone told him it's because I called Goodell a douche. So that's
I'd like to
why.
know how they found out that you did that.
I don't know. I don't know. People read our stuff, I guess.
I was going to say somebody in high places must have, read it, or
Yeah.
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 No, okay. So in other words, you were never credentialed.
I never applied.
Right. That's what I mean.
Right, and I assume we would have gotten in beforehand. I don't know for sure, but there have been websites smaller than ours that have gotten credentialed, so it didn't make sense for us. That's why Charlie was wondering. It'd be one thing if independent websites like myself were all not allowed. That would make sense.
Yeah, that you had to have a certain, let's say, volume or subscription volume for your website or whatever.
Yeah, or if it's just major media or something,
or back in the day, if you were affiliated with gaming, or if you were gambling, betting or fantasy, you might not have been able to get in there for that reason.
That's true. Yeah. So, but we, like I said, there were websites smaller than ours who have been credentialed, and that's when Charlie started asking around. He said it doesn't make sense that these guys are in, we're not. Like we have higher traffic according to Alexa,
right?
And then like I said, Charlie, people in the league office, one guy told Charlie why. So now we know. So I can tweet at Goodell, and we'll see. Maybe he'll unban us. But like I said, I don't think it's a big deal. It's like, what's Charlie gonna do? Ask questions that are already asked to these players? It's silly.
It never hurts to have that relationship because it gives you the opportunity to make connections.
Well, Charlie makes all the connections.
He does anyway, but there could be other people that he might not ordinarily see. People who don't go out drinking at night.
That's true. That's
all
true.
6 of them.
Yeah. Well, if they're sober, they probably won't tell them anything anyway. So that's the issue with that.
I'd be curious. Maybe you should just see what he says.
Oh, I will. Just to troll him at the very least. It'll be fun. And if it gives me any publicity, it's worth it. So, yeah. Anyway,
well, actually, what you could do? You could present my idea for scheduling buys and division games, and he might say, "You got something there. Maybe we should consider you." Maybe I'll do that, and I'll get accredited.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You'll be in the combine before us. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching and commenting and everything. Please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit walterfootball.com for tons of content. We'll be back tomorrow with a new type of show for next week, and then like I said, Friday with Tom. So I hope you guys have a great night. Andy, always great to have you on the show discussing these.
It was enjoyable, and my camera actually held up for most of the evening. I think only one or two messes.
That was awesome. It's getting better.
I still don't know why it happens, because I don't touch the wire.
Mm-hmm.
But I think sometimes there may just be some sort of I don't know, maybe there's some sort of temporary glitch in the connection.
I don't know. I have no idea, but whatever. Hopefully it keeps working this way. It worked well tonight.
Maybe that's the device that Roger Goodell had implanted there somehow.
Yeah, right.
with the help of Google on my phone.
Exactly. All right, guys. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.